The following content has been produced for the exclusive enjoyment of you, the subscribers of Highspots TV, and is made possible by your support. We ask that you do not redistribute the content to any other websites or message boards. Thank you for your cooperation and support.
I had, my job. It was working 3 to 10. I guess it was a weekday. I can't remember. It was just on the internet. You know what I mean? Playing around.
Yeah.
And I went on my MySpace message and went where people post quotes and stuff. All that did. And it said somebody put on there like, "Damn, not another one. We're gone way too soon. Rest in peace, Lance Cade." And I went, "No." You're just like, you didn't expect to hear that because I thought he was working in Japan and.
He was.
He was
pretty busy. Signed and whatever.
And they really liked him there, and I knew that didn't, when that had happened. I guess I read something just recently where Trevor put on there that he had a shoulder injury and was hurt, and and he took some pain medicine, to take a nap on the plane, and he had a little skull or something in his mouth, and of course it come out, it did, and the flight attendant made a big deal. The whole deal said he had this, had that. This kid got fired, and he was getting the biggest break of his career. Chris Jericho.
Sean doing
yes. God, he hit the lottery. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, for sure.
It was really going to go big, and did. And then this happened, and then he got released, and then they brought him back, and then when Sean retired, then they let him go. And he was going to Japan between that dude, but I mean it's a head trip that people don't understand, and he was hurt.
Yeah, I mean, it's a double-edged sword.
He said he wanted to help, but it wouldn't help him.
Well, no, he did. I mean, he, you hear this story about...
I don't know.
You heard the story about him not thanking Sean, also that being a reason for him getting fired, some bullshit about them in that program, and I guess
Lance... that?
I mean, a part of me does, just because of the political power those guys hold out there, where if they don't get even a thank you or whatever, something, then fucking bury him, The guy doesn't come in and kiss my ass for trying to help him, and however it works, but I just know that when Lance got re-signed, I guess he was trying to kick an addiction to sleeping pills, and so he asked them to send him to their sponsored rehab, which I think is a bunch of bullshit in itself, but
he asked for help.
Yes, he was asking for help. He was trying to improve, trying to get better, and it's like a trap, it's just a trap.
No, they're gonna get you.
But they had their guys marked and labeled in the start, I think, because you have like some of these other guys, that are these huge monsters, and they're passed out on the plane. They aren't even on TV yet. You hear about them all the time, these developmental guys, and they get suspended or whatnot, but they keep them under contract. It's all case-by-case basis. If for some reason they didn't like Lance because he looked at them weird in the fucking hallway on the way to catering or something, then they'll remember that, and it'll just be that much more reason to be like, we can get rid of him, no matter if
anything
he is.
Get on him.
Yeah,
anything get on him.
Yeah, they want a scapegoat for everything.
Like a bunch of vampires.
Yeah, that's all it is. I mean, the truth is, Lance could have been their champion. He could have been the biggest, baddest
Weren't
guy.
they going to use him? I mean, that was a big break for him to put him with Chris, right?
I think so.
Yeah, it was. He's working with Sean.
Yeah.
How could he be any bigger, right?
Absolutely. I know that. I think like most of us, you
can't leave yourself open for anything when you're in a position like that where you're on the verge. Am I right? That's in anything you do. It ain't just wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's kind of the trap. Is that no matter how much.
Think about that. You're a hero one day, you're a zero the next. That's the wrestling business, and that's what happened to that kid.
Yeah, well, I mean,
that had to mess his head up. He put in a lot of time. He'd been there from 2000 to 08. Am I right or wrong?
No, you're right.
Yeah.
You're totally right.
He was in developmental a long time before he ever got caught up. Busted his ass, paid dues. Was a hell of a worker, a fine young man. You know what I mean? You feel bad he had a candy bar around him.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Yeah.
There's something wrong there.
Well, no, absolutely.
Something wrong there.
There's definitely something wrong with this.
That hit me like, oh man. But the head trips, like you said, what happened? He got to look at somebody wrong in catering.
Well, I mean, however it is, but I mean, you got to think about it. This guy, I mean, he wanted to be there. Like, he wanted to be there for all the right reasons, not because he wanted to be famous or be on magazines or any of that bullshit. Like most of the guys that they have under contract now, who just want to be
grew up
celebrities.
Watching the business, had respect.
He grew up watching the business, had respect for the history, where it came, you know, who came before him.
Yes.
It was like you would hope the business
wouldn't hurt nobody.
Never. No. You would hope the business. Well, unless they fucked his wife before he married her, and they didn't know, and he didn't know about it, and they found out about it later. In that case, he might actually hurt somebody and pull them into a storage room at an arena and beat him up. I mean, I'm not saying I
drew him into an arena and beat him up.
I've seen Lance put the smack down on some people. Actually, I've seen him beat the fuck out of a few people. That's one of the reasons I kept Lance even closer. He's a good buddy, and I knew that he had my back.
He didn't have a mean bone in him.
No, he didn't.
He was pure, but he was very strong, mentally strong kid.
He was very impressionable, though. You know, it was kind of thing. He got into wrestling at such a ripe age. I mean, that's the thing. He looked older than he was.
I know the girl, his wife. They had 2 daughters together.
Sure.
Yeah. She had a daughter on her own before him. She was 10 years older than him.
And he was devoted to that woman.
Yeah.
You know, he really was.
Yeah.
And I know there were some issues there, but I just think that for as much as he loved wrestling for the purest of reasons, that was part of the trap. So that no matter if he was with the entertainers since 2000, and no matter how much they had told him, hey, we're going to bring you up, oh no, wait, that fell through, oh, we got this program with you and the Undertaker, oh no, that's not happening. You know, so much yes, no. It's a mind fuck, but at the same time, you'd think that throughout all that, at some point, he would have been like, you know, fuck these guys. They've told me, they've lied to me and deceived me so many times, fuck that. But sadly, he gave them the benefit of the doubt to where when they wanted to re-sign him, he was like, yeah, I'll do it. You know, his dream was still there just to be working there.
But you know what, too?
Regardless of the treating him like shit.
He didn't do what you did, Paul, and the fact that you worked independence and you worked Ring of Honor before you ever went for Vince.
Yeah.
He didn't do that. He didn't, you know what I mean? He worked for Vince solely and worked for Sean, of course, his shows, and then was signed. So he didn't know, and he's going to go with whatever, and you're, you know what I mean? Yeah. And that, but it's just a shame that this kid's dead. That's horrible. I mean, it's hard to even conceive. And it was about a week ago, and just in your spirit, in your heart, his name, everything, memories just kept kind of trying to go to sleep, and did. And I just thought, God, Lord, man, you know, there's something wrong here when a kid like that is not with us anymore. But maybe it's a wake up. I don't know how to say it, you know.
Well, you would think every death is going to be a wake up call, but nobody's doing anything about it because everyone's got their tail between their legs, and they don't. It's
brutal business, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a brutal business.
It destroys you mentally, physically, spiritually, everything you want. You know, it does, man.
It rapes your life.
I gotta have a job and do this.
It rapes your life.
Yes.
It rapes your life.
I can't be totally and be the real world. I gotta.
You know what? I think it rapes your life if you're a good guy, like if you're a good human being.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I mean, we both know that there's countless. I think that a majority of the people in wrestling are shitty, as opposed to
makes
good.
them. It's the nature of the beast, though.
Yeah,
you know?
I just
look how many guys. When Kurt Hennig died, I couldn't believe it, man.
Yeah,
he was a champion and a man and Hawk and guys like that, and you're just like, wow.
It's not the shitty people that are dying.
But,
you know what I mean? I don't get it.
They live forever. But you know, every time people like that, things like that happen, people you respected so much, you're just like, wow. They just take a second look at things. And but I don't know, man. But I just think that's sad. I think it's sad, and I don't know if it's took out of context or what and doing, and I don't care. But I don't think that's cool that you know, Linda McMahon said that.
She said I might have met him once.
That wasn't cool to say.
What the hell?
If she said that, I don't know if she really said that. Dude, come on, say, hey, this is a young man that worked for us so many years.
I witnessed conversations she had with him.
Right.
When I first got on the road, I remember specifically being in Madison Square Garden, one of my first house shows, and seeing Linda speaking with Lance, like in depth for at least 30 minutes. And I'm sure she was giving him the nod, you know, the phony, like, I'm listening to you, but I'm not really, I'm hearing you, but I'm not listening to you. Oh, yeah. But I mean, what a slap in the face, you know, what a disgraceful thing to say, you know.
Say something, don't
just to distance herself.
Family.
Yeah, but she's just a cold bitch, you know. She just wants to distance herself, just like WWE tried to distance themselves when Benoit, the whole Benoit thing happened. They were, we had no idea this monster was like, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? You knew the guy had issues, and now you're gonna act like was never a part of your company. You know what I mean? Like that's cold. That's disgraceful in the sense that, you know, they're just, it's like a horrible PR in a blender, you know? Like the whole thing with the rehab, it's the same thing. This is a government, or this is a company-sponsored rehab.
Yeah.
What does that say about a company that they have so many employees that have drug problems, that they feel like they have no other choice publicly than to outright say, we're going to pay for it. They have to know that means because they're pretty much responsible for the reason these people are there in the first place. You know? So what does that say?
You know what, too? And here's the thing, too. As a guy will work hard and keep going and do. It's the nature of the beast. The challenges within yourself. And afraid of losing your spot. But you will do that and do because you love what you do. You know what I mean? The passion you have. But things can get drained from you, the passion to do. But when you got it, I've been in a position where you've been hurt real bad and have to take more than you would want to do. And you have to keep going to keep from losing your spot. And it's just sad. But I don't know, you know.
It is sad, you know, especially when you
people. You know what I tell people, and this is no lie. People say to me, and they say, "Boy, a lot of you guys, y'all don't make it. A lot of guys pass away. A lot of guys dead. This, dude." And I say, you know what? Then they talk about being fake. I say, I promise you, none of my friends died as fake, and it sure ain't fake to their families. Absolutely. But I said, you know about as much about our business in and out as I do making a nuclear weapon. You don't know nothing. Because you ain't never done it, and you ain't never traveled, and you ain't never worked through being able to, not even hard to be able to walk, much less think you got to go out and go 20, 30 minutes, or 15 minutes, or 10 minutes, or do some angle where you're, you know, have butchered up or something. You know what I mean when I say that? And you're just thinking, how many times have you thought that at a young age? And but it does that to you, and people don't understand that, and one thing leads to another, and you can't, you know, but it can chew you up, spit you out. Is what I mean, you know, and obviously it's done so many guys. It's just so sad.
It is
because you pray for their families and their friends and everybody. It's like, you ever hear the song "All My Rowdy Friends Have Settled Down"? A lot of my rowdy friends are not with us anymore. That's the nicest, respectful way you can say it for any of their families that are out there. But I'll guarantee you this: when she's made that comment, if she said that and it's out of context, and I don't care. What are they gonna do? Fire me? Fired me twice. You know what I mean? You know, whatever, man. It ain't about that. Don't say that, man. Don't say you never talked to him. He's got a mom. He's got a dad. He has his relatives. He has loved ones. He has a widow, a stepdaughter, and 2 daughters. Right or wrong, that live for that and do. Then you're going to disrespect him like that, dude. If it means that much for your campaign, man, come on.
It's disgusting.
At least say something. He worked hard for us. He was that Southern dude. He was currently not on contract. They have to cover the bases. You understand that? And do. But you know, you pray for his family. You mourn for his family. Don't say something like that.
And then she tries to pass the buck off on Hollywood. She's like, "Oh, it's no different than Hollywood Studio with Heath Ledger." It's like, you dumb bitch.
Don't even go there. Why would you say that?
Just a complete lack of responsibility, you know.
Because it makes you look, being on the defensive like that, being like a real piece of crap.
Well, she is. I mean, that company's known for that, though. I mean, throughout their history, they've always they've been laced with scandal. Yeah, you can get over. You know, when the boss is bigger than 3/4 of the roster, because he likes to juice it up all the time and whatnot. I mean, I used to walk by his office and see countless jars of like protein supplements. It looked like a bodybuilding store in his office. I'd go in there to steal candy, and like real candy, not roster candy.
I got you.
And I was just like, why does the boss in a big, you know, suit with shoulder pads have to be bigger than the whole roster, you know? So I mean, the whole company is just ass backwards, you know. I think that's why I never really got broke up about leaving there. If anything, it was one of the best things that ever happened to me. Probably 2.5 years.
How long were you on contract with them?
Yeah, I mean, when I was, hey, thanks for watching.
How long? No, I'm
joking.
I'm joking. How long were you on contract?
Oh, I thought you go, you were on for like 5.5 years. Yeah.
Spanky and them were before you.
Yeah, and then Brian and I. Well, no, yeah, they went to developmental as I was still very much cutting my teeth back in Texas.
You weren't Ring of Honor.
Yeah, and then I met back up with Brian actually out in California.
And how old are you now?
In 2001.
How old are you?
How old do you think I am?
28.
I wish. I like you even more now. I'm 30.
All right. Hey, when I turned 30, you know where I was at? In the hospital with a concussion, man.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, just turned 30 my birthday. I was in the hospital. I go, this ain't good. This ain't good. I had a white spot on my brain. Yeah, I remember it well. I look up at my dad. I just got let go from WCW. I said, Dad, I worked a couple of outlaw shows. He don't know what that means.
Yeah.
You know? And I said, I caught a chair shot. And I was helping my buddies on the farm that I grew up with, and I was wrestling that night. I couldn't make it, and I was cutting tobacco. They thought I white out of the tobacco field. I started throwing up. They thought that I couldn't take it. I couldn't, but it wasn't from that. I didn't know it, you know. And I was 30 years old. So, yeah.
Tobacco field that strong?
Fuck yeah.
Are you serious?
But no, I had a concussion from our business. It did. I had it. It did it out there working in nearly 100-degree weather. You know what I mean?
Fuck.
And I sat over and went and threw my guts up. I said, he said, "Well, you gonna be able to work tomorrow?" I said, "No, I can't even walk, man." And I went home, threw my guts up. Ambulance, my buddy I grew up with, come over to see me. I called him. He said, "Man, come on, get me. I think I'm dying." You know, I'm dying. Really, just give me the Jesse Holman Jones at the hospital there up front. You know, but they don't understand what we go through. No. They have no idea what this business does to you. They ain't never been, you know. They don't understand. You take a super kick, or you take a drop kick, or you take or whatever it is, some type of kick from somebody that was a kickboxer or something like that. Yeah, you know it's coming to do, but it's a lick. Take a chair shot, take a punch, take a boot, take whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bump on the concrete. Try that one time.
Yeah, I mean it's always easier to put other things down without trying it. You know, that's majority, I think, of the way people look at it now. Sadly,
the bar is heavier, higher and higher.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like it's going to get higher and higher the way that things are going. I don't feel like there are too many established.
What happened to one tackle getting it again?
Oh, no, exactly.
Hey, can I get over?
Yeah, you can get over.
I worked 27 years. I ain't got over yet.
You just did.
Hey, listen. Can I go to the bathroom, man?
Yeah, I got a cup. I got a cup in here.
I can go
you want to use this bag of corn nuts?
I can use this welcome center.
Yeah, Brian was telling me that he'd come hang out with you, like in Memphis or something like that. Like, I guess he was the one that hung out with you most.
Yeah.
And
Spanky.
Yeah, Spanky. Well, yeah, Spanky was telling me that Lance come hang out with you often, and
yeah,
it seemed like a tight bind there. You know.
Lance was. I was trained. Well, Steve Regal was trainer when I went in. This in 2000, and he was getting ready to come up. They were getting ready to bring him up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was under him for a month or so, something like that. Steve went up, and of course, from the day one. Lance, Dragon, Spanky, Shooter, Sean's boys, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And over here, Bean Street Posse,
Yeah,
Joey Abs, Rodney and Pete, and Ron Killings, and R-Truth, whatever it's called now.
Charlie Hobbs.
Yes, Charlie wasn't there yet.
His brother,
they weren't there. Okay. They come a little after I was gone, but a good guy. Charles, good guy. But who else was there? Molly come in, Victoria come in, Steve Bradley. Did you ever know him? Yeah. He's not with us either anymore. It's sad. Yeah. But they were all in there, and things like that. Reckless Youth was in there.
Yeah, I like Reckless.
Yeah. And I can't remember a few more boys, man. I know I'm leaving.
You named most of them.
Yeah. That was all the crew that was there. You know what I mean? And Kevin Thorne was trying. He wasn't Kevin Thorne. He was trying to get a deal.
He was still getting people's coffee and hand job back then.
He didn't have a contract. He was working as a waiter. Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. For Sid?
No. Sid in then. Sid was in Atlanta.
That's what I heard.
Sid was in Atlanta then.
I heard Kevin Thorne was like Sid's little
Sid training.
Sid's little gopher. Hey, to each their own.
You know the story better than me.
Some guys gotta get coffee and suck dick.
I don't know.
Some guys are just talented. Hey.
Yeah.
You know?
Unfortunately,
I wrestled fucking Kevin Thorne.
Hey, you know what,
when
man?
he was Mordecai. What a fucking piece of shit match that was. A fucking. Did you see that gimmick Mordecai?
Yeah.
He was like,
yeah.
really like a just like a used tampon come down to the fucking ring, and this guy every time I would expect a clothesline, I could expect it like on my throat.
Yeah.
Just some people just didn't, you know. That's the thing. Working with some of these big monsters. Yeah, these guys are monsters.
Yeah.
And they don't understand when you're talking about, you know, guys who are like, oh, it's fake and all this shit. And it's like, yeah, I mean, okay.
Yeah.
If you want to look at it from an element of, is it complete spontaneity, you know, like the fight to the death? Like, maybe not. But is it
nailed? Yeah, you know it's
am I a fucking mime? Not exactly.
Hit you hard as you can, like you right in the throat. You can bench 400 or 500
I mean, a lot
pounds.
of these guys don't know. It's like retard strength.
On the juice.
Yeah, a lot of these guys,
Great
especially when they're on the juice,
strength.
they don't know their strength. They get the tard
They're
strength.
trying hard to get a break.
Oh
right?
man, yeah. And so, you know, but smaller guys are more expendable. So I mean,
and they take good bumps.
Oh,
Like you
man.
can work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard. You know what I heard? I heard Pat Patterson's gay. That's what I heard.
I heard that too.
I heard that.
I don't see it.
Yeah, that's a rumor,
I don't
man.
see it.
I don't know.
I mean, he's a really nice guy.
For a long time.
How many guys has he got in the business?
I heard he's a homosexual, man.
Yeah, I heard a lot of guys in wrestling are homosexuals.
Yeah, you know.
I think you're born gay. What do you think? What's your thought on gay people?
I don't know what.
I think you're born gay, honestly.
They hang on where I come from.
See, that's the thing. That's the big issue now is bullying. You know, like driving by Braille. That's a good. No, like you know, in the schools, there's a lot of kids who are gays, and you know they're getting threatened and harassed constantly, and that's sad. No, just like regular schools. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you know.
Here's my thing.
If you have
I don't care if brother over here has sex with an elephant. Don't push it on somebody.
Yeah, I don't
have sex with an elephant.
Exactly.
If that's what they want to do, go ahead.
Exactly.
Don't
It'd be like as if you were getting harassed for liking girls, you know, for liking, you know, it's like, well, it's just, if you like to fuck trees.
Each is on their own.
No, you know,
I heard he's gay.
Yeah, he's pretty flaming. I mean,
what's the deal about the bearskin rug? What is that?
I can't believe you don't know.
I really don't. I mean, it's the fact that they get you over there and they try to, you know, whatever
yeah, I mean,
deal.
Apparently the Kiss Your Ass Club is basically a TV spin-off, and I say TV spin-off in the sense that it is based on reality, the reality being a bearskin rug, and it was how can we translate this male-on-male domination, how can we translate this to the screen so that the boss can feel that much better about himself and jerk himself off that much more. I think it's that much of a vanity thing that, so the story goes, and this is, you know, passed down knowledge, I guess Brian caught wind of it from Scott Hall, that there's an actual bearskin rug in the McMansion.
Okay, I got it.
It works, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Trying to
find
need it. Go ahead. Yeah,
there's a bearskin rug in the McMansion, and that if you want to raise yourself to the upper echelon of superstardom, then it's basically going to be Vince's balls in your mouth and vice versa. 69 on the bearskin rug.
Wow. Okay. I didn't know
that's like an initiation process. You know, how committed are you? You know, it's like Team America. They jump in the limousine. It's like, nah, suck my cock. Yeah, I mean, there's always a catch. You know what I mean? But in this case, it happens to be a you know, however old Vince is with, you know, shriveled up, roided balls in your mouth. You know, I don't know if that's.
You just sold 1 million copies for Highspots.
I mean, this is all speculation. But what I want to do is I want to go up to Stanford undercover as like a gardener or a plumber or like a pool guy, and I want to sneak into that fucking mansion. I want to sneak in. I do, you know, because I have all these thoughts about what kind of shit I would find there. I mean, that's the job for a real sleuth. You know, have you ever been there to?
No, I haven't.
You've been to the headquarters.
Well, yeah. I haven't been to his home.
I've only been to.
No.
You have been to his home.
No,
What are you saying,
no,
man?
I have not.
He doesn't live at the headquarters.
I have not. I have not.
No, you haven't been to his actual home.
No,
you've been
I've
to the headquarters. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, no, that's like. Have you been to Bin Laden's house or just to his cave?
Yeah.
Where he hides. I mean, I mean, I think the way I see it is, I picture a big gate somewhere secluded in the Stanford trees. It's nice to be recluse or hidden. And then I picture that once those gates open, you walk into this giant. You're talking about front yard wrestling.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he innovated it. You know, and maybe. George Shaw might have stolen the idea, but I think in that sense, I think when you open through those gates that have like, you know, McDowell's or McMansion, whatever's on there, once you go through there, I think it's a giant green. This is all just fantasy, right? And this is to a dream that spoke to me one time. It was a dream, knowing that this is actually how their grounds look, their property. This is what I envision. That you go through there, and it's just a giant green yard, almost like a pasture full of cement statues of past wrestlers who have turned to stone, who have sold their souls.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so, you know, I'm sure Hogan has the biggest one. I would like, that'd be an interesting thing to find out who is the ultimate politic and cocksucker, you know? I mean, I guess right now you would think Triple H or Hunter or whatever, you know?
That's heavy though, what you just said. I mean,
it is heavy, but I mean, it's the truth. I mean, did these guys not sneak in extra couple minutes with the boss to get in their 2 cents behind everyone else's back and not make it a collaborative art? Yeah, they do that. They do.
Vampire. Suck the life out of people.
Of course. I mean, you were just mentioning someone who's killed many careers. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And
he has. He bust hell wide open. It's a good thing he works with the devil, because it's a good thing he does all that, and it's all shooting. I know him since he started. I worked with him, with Mark.
Really?
When he started. How many guys do you think he got fired?
Mark,
how many guys do you think you got fired? You're number one in my book, motherfucker.
At least 50.
You're looking at one.
Well, didn't you have an altercation with him, Tracy? Tell the story about that. Tell it again to Paul.
I've never heard of altercation. If you don't mind, I'll split my Chick-fil-A sandwich with you. That's part of the deal.
I've known him since he started. He come from Texas.
You watched him play basketball, really?
No, he got kicked out of schools for fighting. But he worked Dallas a little bit. He come in and worked, and his master of pain. First I saw him on TV. He jumped across the ring, flying clothesline the guy, leapfrog somebody. You knew he was an athlete. You know what I mean? He had it, and he was a good dude. And you know, he was.
He was humble at the time.
Yes, and was nothing like what you see now. And he didn't have that gimmick. He didn't have any of that. He always had a smile on his face.
Yeah.
And he don't no more. But he can up and go to hell is what he can do.
I like that tattoo on his neck.
Yeah, but he you know, was working, and then he got in Atlanta, and he was still cool. And I was in the floor, and I was working. I was just in Frankfort, Kentucky. We were on a loop, and Mark was upset because he was getting ready to go work for Vince. He's going to do that movie with Hogan. You know what I mean? Something like
Suburban Commando.
Yeah, whatever it was, he's getting ready to do it. You know, and all that. And Ole was kind of upset because Ole liked him. You know how it is. And he gave his notice and did all that and did. But all I know is we was in the dressing room in Frankfurt. And I was just stretching and getting ready to go out and work in the ring. You're working every night, you're tired, you're wore out.
Sure.
And he goes, hey, I heard you were a shooter. And he jumped on me in the floor. Mark played basketball. And we wrestled. We amateur wrestled, you know, right there in the court. And I pinned him. And kind of embarrassed him. I never liked that after. I pinned him. But he never wrestled. You know what I mean? He's a big, strong guy. Fist fight, who knows? Yeah.
Wannabe.
Yeah, and boy, I don't think he ever liked that. He still, you know, but he never. When he was in Atlanta, he was still cool. It did. When I saw him in '96, I knew. I don't know Martin no more. I know Undertaker. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And
That's
you
just
just
gone.
Yeah, and there was a guy. He was working as Cloudy or something, and he was with Tom Pritchard.
Oh yeah. He was like the
Chris
like
Candido.
a valet, muscular valet.
Did the lady gimmick, girl gimmick. Yeah, nobody really did that back then. You know, not a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he was there my first day there. I've been there 2 hours. And he's there, and he's so worried about that guy, and he was knocking him and burying him and everything he's doing. And I was just joking because you could always cut up with him before. And I was just like, yeah. He goes, some guys will do anything to get in this effing business, this, that. And I went, yeah, I hear you, man. How long you been dead now? I knew him since he's a kid. That's all I said. I was joking, man. He got pissed off. He like drew and went red all over, and he's white as a sheet. I backed off and said, hey, Mark, I said, it's Tracy you talking to here, man. Fuck down, you know. Okay, because I broke down and thought, oh my God, this big motherfucker's coming after me. He's still pissed at me. I was buried right there. I've been there 2 hours. Called my ex-wife, she goes, you're fucked. That's what I know. So. But top guys and something like that, dude, they can say whatever they want to do. They play that game behind the back and behind the curtain, and they cut people's throats. And good, I've seen cards and you can probably do this not now. You've been long enough around to see. Oh my God, you couldn't even remember the guy's name. What a hell of a talent! Oh my God, he screwed around with somebody's rat, or he did this or that, another dude, or he looked wrong at catering, or he did something like that. You know why? Here's the thing: Michael Jordan's Michael Jordan because he's Michael Jordan because he's good. It doesn't matter who he disrespected and did all that. It ain't like that with wrestling. Am I wrong or right? It has nothing to do with what they can do in the ring. And a lot of them did what they did, are great in the ring, but they're even better behind the curtain cutting people's throats.
True, man. Most of those guys' matches bore the shit out of me. I see the same shit all the time, you know? Most of those guys just owning their performances anyways. And sure, but, you know, like, you're beat up, you're tired, you do it all the time, but...
How many developmental guys, I worked as a trainer for close to a year, and I knew when I walked in there within 30 seconds, I thought, if I'm here a year, I'll be lucky. Yeah. And that was the worst atmosphere I've been in my life, man. Most negative thing.
Oh, it's horrible.
And how many much good talent you think got wasted when they paid weekly on guys, $500,000, $750,000 a week, got wasted on guys that are almost brought up, and it seemed like right when they're about to be brought up, somebody got them fired.
Yeah.
Wrong or right?
Absolutely
somebody,
right.
And somebody's a motherfucker. You know what I mean? You know?
Here's something that like a lot of people don't know that is very telling. When I was on the main roster, there was this guy, Brent Albright.
Yeah.
Him and CM Punk were still in developmental, and Albright.
Brent Albright?
Yeah, he's like an amateur
wrestler.
Yeah,
he's dead now.
No, you're thinking Gary Albright.
Oh, yeah, Gary. Yeah. I'm sorry. I know Brent.
Well, I mean, Brent Albright, this guy's from Oklahoma. He's a nice guy, whatever, but a big politicker. You know, the thing was, him and CM Punk were basically booking these shows, and when they were in developmental, they were OVW. I think Paul Heyman was there at the time.
Yeah.
But they were apparently, from what I understood, they politicked and kissed so much ass that they were actually given the pencil.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there thinking, what? The developmental guys are writing the shows? Right. What is that? That's I guess developmental is also to learn how to kiss ass. You know, it's not just how to do the same moves that everyone else does, because that's usually what like what I found in developmental was that it was just like robot training. You know what I mean? It was like let's teach everyone how to wrestle the system. Not let's teach.
Everybody do clotheslines on the comeback. Everybody.
Oh my God, backdrop.
Straddle and punch, and they all go on.
Finish it with a backdrop and all this bullshit. It's like predictable wrestling as opposed to trying to encourage people to be individuals. And that's the thing.
Everybody has the same kind of haircut. Everybody.
Oh my God, let's get.
Nobody wears a robe.
Let's get tribal tattoos and military cuts.
Everybody's ripped.
Spandex short. Yeah, everyone tans 3 times a day.
They maybe one, maybe a little taller than others.
Yeah. You know, maybe a little bit.
Scotty beat me up.
Yeah.
Referees tell the guys what to say through the agents.
Yeah. I mean, you know, just hanging off their mouth. It just becomes a factory for drones, you know, and that's where I think. You know, I was trying to think about that today. Well, if you had to, if someone comes to you and they say, I want to get into wrestling, what's the best wrestling school in the U.S. where I can go? I mean, where do you point the way? Where do you direct them? You know what I mean? Because there's so many, you know, ham sandwiches claiming to be trainers and claiming to have made it. And they're just taking kids for their money, and they're not teaching them shit.
Smartening them up, too.
Oh, man.
Smartening them up.
You know what I mean? Yeah, and that's the thing is that a lot of the kids coming in now, they have no idea about locker room etiquette. They have no idea about paying dues. You know, just making a simple drive like we're doing would seem like a chore to them. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Take it over.
Yeah. Even if you think you can.
I never have. But
well, that's why we're riding together, man.
Yeah, man.
Makes two of us.
Yeah. I just want to knock everybody.
Who else can we knock?
We're not about knocking people, man. That's the thing. I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
Whatever sells taste.
Hey, another good guy. We'll get to Brock. Don't you worry, darling. We'll get to Brock.
Yes.
That's my first match.
Yeah, wow.
Well, if you can call it a match.
Yeah.
What about Giant Gonzalez? He recently passed away. I heard he was in that. He was one of my favorites.
He used to travel with Steve and I. He loved country music. He loved country boys. He loved country music. We'd always play all the old country music. Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, Hank Williams Jr. Everybody.
He liked country music. Giant Gonzalez liked country music.
Country music.
That makes me a bigger fan.
Yeah, Cuba.
That's why I had to get to Danville.
Hey, sir, how far are we from Danville? How about Charleston? You're on camera. How about Charleston?
Oh, you're pretty. Come on.
Shoot interview, man.
You got a radio. You got a face for radio.
He's maybe wanted. He's
probably
in West Virginia. He's running from something.
Probably a promoter, man.
Hey, man, credit card fraud, everything. West Virginia, #1 spot in the world.
I think I worked for that guy before. He owes me money, actually. He's just another wrestling promoter.
He owes somebody money,
That's what I'm saying.
from another state.
Yeah. I think that was Anthrax on his toll booth there.
That's great. I love it. You could tell, didn't you? West Virginia, man. Medical bills, credit card fraud, they all run away and live in West Virginia.
I thought that guy had a nice
Daniel Boone.
Yeah.
Bigfoot won't even come out here.
No.
Look where we're at, man.
We should go into the woods.
Yeah.
I kind of want to just be in the woods right now.
The interview there.
See, I don't get this in California right now. I don't get a lot of this seasonal,
Not quite.
different color.
You're getting it now.
I don't get this stuff, and this is nice.
And Texas is wide open.
Yeah, it's wide open. It's fields and whatnot. I mean, this is cool. This is like, this is like where horror movies take place.
So what happened? Why did you? And I'm just it's on the internet. It's gotta be true.
Yeah.
Like, did you say something and offended Vince or got into it with Vince some way backstage or something happened?
Lots of times. Yeah, there were lots of times.
But cutting up joking, but it comes out wrong. Or,
oh well.
Doesn't matter, right?
You know, it's funny. Like I like to tell. Like I feel like it planted its seed before I ever even got there because there was. I was doing darts. For quite a bit after I got out.
How long were you in developmental?
Well, I was only in developmental for like 2 months. Yeah.
From Ring of Honor, you went to developmental, right?
Yeah, I was going to Japan regularly. After Ring of Honor.
Who'd you go for?
For 0-1. The same company as Spanky.
Shout out to Tanaka.
Yeah. It was awesome. Otani, and it was good to Hashimoto. It was great. Yeah, I mean, it was a fun time. Japan's awesome. So the girls don't really shave over there. It's kind of weird.
And they have no tips.
It's weird. Yeah, and their teeth are all wooden.
They're beautiful face.
Yeah, y'all are beautiful. Don't take this the wrong way. Bring me lots of gifts. Lots of
Japanese.
That's not my first choice. But but I remember going to do a dark in San Antonio after I had just wrestled like Perry Saturn or something on a Raw dark match. I went to do the SmackDown taping the next night. And actually, it was 2 nights later. It was weird. They actually did it live on a Thursday. And it was before WrestleMania, I want to say 18.
Wow.
And it was like your buddy, The Undertaker, and Ric Flair. It was their feud. And it was,
I remember that.
And so I did this angle as a plant in the crowd where they spill out into the crowd and Flair throws like an errant punch and Taker moves and Flair decks me. and I go down, and I was like, just like the plant fan in the crowd. And they're like, oh my God, Flair hit a fan.
Yeah.
And so then later on, it was really dumb how they did it because I got pulled to the back, and they're like, we're gonna do this segment where the cops are questioning Flair on what happened, and you gotta point out that and say that's him, that's the guy. And I'm sitting here thinking, why would I say that's him, that's the guy? I'm a wrestling fan. Wouldn't I know that that's Ric Flair? That's his Flair.
Sure,
I wouldn't say that guy, that white-haired old man over there. Like I wouldn't say that. I would be like, it's fucking Ric Flair. That's give me millions. You know, he punched me. But anyway, so I did that little plant as just like a local, right? I wasn't under contract. I figured, you know, not this time. Now you can.
Blind spot here.
I was doing this spot as a local, and I figured I'd stay. Actually, I met Kurt Hennig. That's the day I met Kurt Hennig before he passed, and it was a big deal to me because he was my favorite growing up. Yeah, it was super
cool
nice
guy.
too. Super cool.
So cool.
It was really awesome.
God bless him.
Really awesome. And so I waited behind TV. This is at the Freeman Coliseum in San Antonio. It's like an old rodeo arena, and I waited behind, you know, to say your goodbyes, your thank yous and stuff like that, you know, just trying to, you know, locker room etiquette kind of shit. And I remember Vince, I was riding with a buddy of mine, this guy Eddie Cravens, and I thought he might have gone to Memphis. He was at a Sean's. Eddie Atlas, Eddie Cravens.
Eddie Cravens sounds familiar to me.
Yeah, he was under development for a little bit. He went to Puerto Rico and survived the whole Victor Quinones thing. Anyways, we were waiting behind. A lot of guys.
He was cool to be.
Muscle. You know, you don't have the bodybuilder physique. No offense. Have we talked about gays yet? I don't in wrestling.
I heard Pat Patterson's gay.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. He's very friendly.
No.
Very friendly. Yeah, give me a pat on the back.
I respect him. He knows what he's talking about.
No, he actually is. He's probably the best brain. One of the best brains up there by far. But anyways, going to my shitty story. So I waited behind for Vince because I wanted to make contact and be like, hey, you know, I'm going to be working here soon. You don't know it yet, but that's kind of my attitude. And I went to shake his hand, and he stuck his hand out, and I ended up getting like 2 fingers. And I shook his hand like that, and he just gave me this look like, Vince. And I'm a local at the time. And I just wanted to say thanks. So I went to shake his hand, and I grabbed like 2 fingers. It was like this awkward shake like that. And I kind of wiggled his arm, and he looked at me really disgusted. It was like, he wiped his hand off from shaking my hand. And so I don't know if he remembered that years later. I'm sure he didn't.
They do.
I don't know.
Guys like
I'm just saying, it started off bad before I ever even got there.
That's funny.
You know what I mean? Like, So, I mean, fast forward later to, you know, when I started getting mixed up with, you know, some of these girls in wrestling and stuff like that, and you know, how am I supposed to know that the boss wants to bang all the girls that work for him? You know?
Right.
How am I supposed to know that he's
free access to do whatever he wants?
I mean, how do I?
If that's what he's going.
I had so little contact with him on a week to week basis that it was like almost like this whole other town of a community that you hear about, but you never interact with. You know, and so it never. I never thought of even being a blip on his radar screen most of the time I was there, to be honest with you. So when I started dating one of the divas that he was hot after, it just put me even more in the doghouse. You know what I mean? He just didn't like me from the start.
You know how many guys I've seen that see old cards? I go, that guy was great, but he messed around with such and such a girl, or the promoter, or the booker, or somebody that was in the, something. I mean, something like that. How many guys that I've even heard of that were very good? You know what I mean? That you can remember, but
there's a shit like that, right? They get undercut, and you know they're banging this person or that person, and then the promoter or whatever finds out about it.
Who was the girl?
It was Ashley. Yeah, I'm sorry.
She was sharp, man.
Yeah, she was
sharp. How did you see her?
I don't know, for about a year and a half, I'd say. She was bouncing around between me and this other hot dog. And so,
okay, I saw something.
You can't give her. She doesn't have very good taste. You know, she. Some people want.
So Matt snaked on you. Did he snake on you?
Yeah, a couple times. I would believe. I was led to believe. Yeah. The thing is, I challenged that guy to a fight several times.
She was your girl, and he snaked on you.
Well, apparently she was his girl, and then I took her, and then you know, who knows, man? Who knows? You know, I was of a much different mindset back at that time, where I was just kind of caught up with the whole excitement of it. Because that was another thing, you know, was Brian comes to me one time after a TV and he says, hey, they're thinking about putting Ashley Massaro with us as our valet.
They did, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. But at the time, it was like that thing I was talking about how it's like a different...
Good babyface thing. She was a good cheerleader.
Yeah, it would be a neat thing. Yeah, it was kind of a natural fit. Well, I guess she requested it. She wanted to. And at the time, she won the Diva Search and all that stuff. She was in pretty good standing with the company.
And Playboy, right?
Yeah, she did the Playboy thing. I mean, that was later on, but they basically were kissing her. It was a mutual ass kissing. You know, they had a good, they were in good rapport with each other. So when I heard that she wanted to join our squad, it was like, like
it would help you.
Yeah, it was definitely was like that's a great boost, but it was just kind of surprising because that's the thing is Brian and I, we tried every time we were there to try and get something going for us. And I'll give you an example. There was this rider.
High energy, man.
Oh man, and we loved what we did. We were doing it for the right reasons. And there was this rider there, this dipshit named Dave Lasagna. And
I don't know him. I mean, I don't know.
No, nobody knows. He's fucking. Actually, Kevin Thorne probably knows him because I think he wanted to make out with him.
I'm gonna get off here and go to the bathroom. Is that cool?
Yeah, you go pissing like a racehorse, man. You got some coffee?
I've been holding it for a bit.
No, you should. We gotta get you a tube or something, like a funnel. A beer funnel.
Bob Armstrong, special man. You know what I mean? He would do that. Like he'd probably go, "Oh, we piss right here, we'll be all right." Because he'd go, "Hey, Tracy, I got them trees." You know, and we just started talking. Cars go by there,
You get peed on?
Yeah.
Yeah?
No, not peeing on it. No.
I'm sure you got a few trickles on you.
No.
I've been peed on before. Pissed me off.
It's never on fun.
Yeah. Nunzio actually peed on my foot one time. Like a little wop bastard.
So funny.
Yeah,
he's cool to hang out with.
Yeah, he is. Paranoid little fucker though. He's always
Yes.
he's a buzzkill sometimes, man.
He is
like,
paranoid.
Dude, the point of this joint is to relax you, not to make you freak
Paul,
out.
Paul, I didn't mean it.
I think someone might be watching us. I think someone might be watching us over there. I just think this might be not the best place to go smoke. That's all I'm saying.
I don't want to get in
Shut the fuck up.
You got a family?
Yeah. I just think I'm getting in a good spot right now. I don't want to lose my spot.
It was good to see all of them at that
at the reunion. Oh, thank you.
TNA thing.
At the reunion deal?
Yeah, whatever. You know, yeah.
Oh yeah, what was that?
It was cool. It was in August, I believe.
Yeah.
We're just hanging out, man. That's the beach.
Where we go? Where else we should go?
Hey, you want to go there? Okay. Check it out. Dixie Carter, if you're out there listening, you're spending $3 million on Hulk, his salary, Kurt, Perspective, Rick, Sting, Mick Foley, Kevin Nash, 6 guys. That's about $3 million of money you're spending. They ain't gonna work 12 times in the year between them. Flair will work every night. You know what I mean? You know, he will work every night. Now, you take a while on what Scott Hall's making, $3 grand a shot. Okay? I could get you 10 guys that work for $300 that will go through a wall and jump off that building or do whatever. You know what I mean? When I say that, not being goofy or nothing.
No, I hear it.
That are hungry and want to do it.
Yeah.
So why are you going to do that just because you want to re-sign Kevin over here who could give a flying fuck about it?
The VP's
ain't going to work 4 times. Am I right?
No, you're right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you're right.
All right. Hulk makes $750. Kurt makes $650.
Yeah.
Flair's team make $500 grand.
Yeah.
Kevin Nash does $350 grand. All right.
That's pretty bad. I mean, are we going this way?
No. Go to the VP.
Anyway, you spending that kind of money, right? Flying all these guys in at TV. Why wouldn't you work out of Nashville? Why wouldn't you have them live there? Your airfare alone and your hotel is killing you. And these guys are getting limos to the fucking building. I've been in that building one time. I thought, what the hell would you get? Ain't nobody out in the middle. I mean, it's on Universal Studios, but it ain't like it's from the park.
That's what I heard. Yeah, I mean, how does that work? Do people just line up outside?
Over.
No.
No, you can't, but not
Well,
really.
Mickey won't let you over. Okay, now she says come
Can I
over.
do it?
Yeah.
Check it over. I just can't see.
There you go.
All right, you got a lot of money here. Russo's making 125 grand, right? Bischoff's making about 250. I'm just talking real, man. And what are they doing? Is any of them getting in the ring and working?
That's pretty bad.
I watched the other night. There's 15 interviews on the show.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and the only two guys that put in time was Flair and Mick Foley.
No, I'm serious. You watched the show.
They're 106 years. It was brutal.
Yeah,
Total confusion wrestling. I was so confused that I had to, drink a beer. You know what I mean?
Just one?
Well, but I had to go to bed. I actually put me to sleep. But no, man, listen, all they're doing is politicking, getting out of work, and that's all they're doing. And you know how many guys, here's what I want to do. I want to take, for what you're paying Kevin, all right, I've known him since he started working with him. I do, but come on, man. I know he's smart and he's made a ton of money and everything and do, but come on, man. You make 350 grand. Kevin, you ain't working 3-4 times in a year.
Yeah,
Can't spell house show.
How good are those matches?
Right. I mean, come on. All right, Scott Hall, he'll try. He'll go in there and work. He'll do. You know what to do. His health ain't the best. Everything do, but he will. You're paying him $3 grand. You give me 10 guys right here making $300. What would you rather have?
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
And then if your ratings were doing a 1-3, building your own guys, you bring all these guys in and you ain't even doing one. What's it take? They don't want to see it.
Some guys just, they love Diesel.
What do I know,
and Razor
man?
Ramon.
I work for Sandy's Pizza, and I got to plug that delivery.
No,
pizzas.
yeah, they should get some pizza.
You know, so what do I know?
No, but you're right.
I was watching throwing shit. I'd work that day and I was throwing. I said, man, there's 12, 15 guys. And then the others are all right, 12, 15 young guys. All they do is a run down and a beat down. They didn't even work.
She's a big fan.
She's a mark.
She's a
trying
big
smart
fan.
shit. She's got her own interest.
She's a big
She's got
fan.
her own. They all tell her, give her ideas. Renew me though next
She's a
year,
big
right?
fan, yeah.
You tell 8 grand, 10 grand
It's
a
pretty
week.
bad.
Tell them how smart they are. That's what they're doing.
It's pretty bad.
Ray Charles see that.
You're gonna get me
Steve
killed.
All I know is that
But you're gonna get me killed. I'm fighting for my life back here.
That Abyss Van Damme thing was one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. It looked like that made Sci-Fi Channel movies look like Oscar contenders. We need more cherry syrup. Put more cherry syrup on Van Damme. We need hello. Yeah, I don't even know what Hogan does there anymore. Is he even working there anymore?
Getting 18 grand a week.
I don't watch
They're filming
I
him in
don't
the
watch
damn
the
hospital.
show. I don't watch
Get another
the
back
show.
surgery. When's the last time you took a bump?
Actually, you know what's funny is I was supposed to do the.
Hulk, I don't know you, but you're a dick. I don't know you. I never met you.
I'll be honest with you. I was supposed to do Hulk Hogan's Australian tour.
You wake up working. Lying.
I was supposed to do this Australian tour. It was like Hogan versus Flair,
Yeah.
and they had all these guys on there, Orlando Jordan and all these fucking guys, and I knew they were getting all this fucking money thrown at them.
Do some chicken.
I'm okay.
Chicken.
I'm okay. Thank you. But like about 2 weeks before the tour, I had my agent pull me out of the deal because I started to look at it. I was reading this book about Benoit, Chris and Nancy, and it's a really good book, but it just gave me this really disgusted feeling for being around a lot of these guys. So I was like, a lot of these guys are such fucking scumbags who have lied and cheated their way out of whatever it might be. Just very deceiving. And I was sitting there thinking,
their way out of it.
yeah,
right?
yeah. And it's just like, why the fuck am I gonna go to Australia for minimal money to help promote a guy's tour? And this guy probably doesn't even know who the fuck I am. He probably couldn't fucking care less.
Right.
And I'm gonna go over like
That's true,
halfway
though.
around the world. I know. It was just like this gut instinct. It was just for some reason. I remember I was in Oakland, California, switching planes. I called my agent and said, just whatever you gotta do, take me off this tour. I don't want to be on this tour. I don't want to be associated.
Your heart
with
wasn't in it.
Well, it wasn't that my heart wasn't in it because I love Australia. I really wanted to go. But
I
it
mean,
was just,
in the hole.
yeah, not with them, not with that group, because it just because I signed on pretty early, and then I started seeing all these other names get added to it, and I was sitting there thinking, I wonder how much these guys are getting paid. But then I started to think about it more and more, and it just, there were red flags popping up all over the place. You know, just my instincts were telling me. And that's the same tour that was Umaga's last tour. He came back and OD'd and died, and I'm sure a lot of it had to do with, you know, the group the gruelingness of that trip, because it's not an easy flight to go to Australia and come back, and to go and then come right back a couple days later. It's pretty difficult.
One long, right? Was it 2 days?
But I mean, it was more so for the sake of, okay, I know Flair.
People don't understand that jet lag.
Yeah, they don't
understand that, man.
No, and especially when most of the guys, the big guy, the name guys will get their first class seats and all that stuff. And that's fine. I'm not a big guy. I don't need a first class seat. But I knew that Flair knew my work and appreciated it and stuff like that. But I was sitting here thinking, I'm gonna attach my name to Hogan's tour, and Hogan couldn't fucking, like, if Hogan had hand selected me, that's one thing. But I mean, give me a fucking break. The guy probably has no clue who I am, and I'm gonna go. And then I found out that he blew his hip out on the very first night, working like 4 minutes into their match.
He bankrupted that guy too, didn't he?
Oh, he had to have. Had to. And so I don't. Not only do I not have cable to watch shitty TV wrestling, but even if I did, I wouldn't watch it. It just creates such negativity around me, because it's frustrating to watch it. Because you're like, these guys, it's so bad to see some of these guys are so lazy. Like they're raping the business, and they're raping the back.
They are raping the business all the way.
It's so bad.
Say whatever they want to say.
Oh my God.
I watched it the other night, and I'm sitting there, I was telling Mickey, who's behind us, and I was just like, man, I said, look, I said, there's been this much time. You've had an interview, and I said, you've had one match, and I said, you got all these guys that are getting paid, and you had 12, 15 interviews segments where the guys are getting paid on that, and all they're doing is interviews. They're not working or nothing.
Terrible. They're not even good interviews.
And all they're doing, they're politicking, telling them the lady what she wants to hear, telling how smart she is. Meanwhile, they get paid for not having to take no bumps.
No.
Right or wrong?
No, you're right.
That's exactly what they're doing. And a lot of money. A lot of money. You're talking about, all right, do the math. 750, 650, 2 500 grand, 1 350 grand, 250 grand, 125 grand, 150 grand, 100 grand. A lot of that, right? So a lot. Your budget has more than quadrupled, 10 times more your budget, and your ratings have went way down. What does that tell you? Well, you were making your own. Does that make? I mean, that's not hard to figure. Am I saying I'm crazy?
No, you're not crazy.
You know that they do, but they don't want to hear. They don't want to hear that. But because they're over here, they're giving her segments, giving her lines in her interview to do. And she's weighing them all around and doing. They're all working, and they're over there laughing.
Well, she's on the
screen. What are you doing tonight? Oh, I got 2 segments. I got 30-second segment and a minute segment.
Then I can go into the park and ride the rides at Universal Studios.
My wife can tell her how smart she is. My girlfriend can tell her how good her hair looks and everything else. Dude, on Twitter, Facebook, MySpace. So I'm right or wrong. Cell phone, text.
I actually tweeted that earlier. That I apologize.
Just put her over. Do it. Instead of over here saying, I say Kevin Nash, who makes $350,000 in a year, right? That's what he makes. I can line up about 100 guys, 150 guys that love to have that spot. So you know what Tracy like to do? I go, if I had anything to do, I go, hey, you know what? Kevin, you're making that. You whip all these guys. Hey guys, go kick his ass. You're making this money. We think they do. They'd eat that son of a bitch, wouldn't they? Wrong or right? No, they get a break and get a try, a chance.
It'd be like
never will get it.
It'd be like
I'm looking at one that would. Am I wrong or right? You'd be one of them too.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, a
lot of guys like that.
When you feel appreciated.
It'd be piranhas on a what?
On a ham bone, man.
It would, wouldn't it? We got to get a job and want to make a living and do what we do and travel the world and get to do that what he's already done. And he's keeping guys from doing it. And over here, Sting's making 500 grand. Kurt's making 650.
I mean, the money's going into the images. It's not going into the work rate. I mean, but
where's the buy rate on your pay-per-view? Where's the ratings? It's not there. So in your budget, you're spending $5 million more.
In defense, I can say possibly like Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle works his ass off. He's half dead. I don't even know if his neck.
He did all the house shows up till some time ago when he just couldn't do it.
I mean, I will say, like,
Flair will do it too.
As crazy as Kurt Angle is, people think I'm crazy. That guy.
No, he's here to work.
He's a workhorse. You know what I mean? You have to be crazy to work as hard as he does. And so I feel like he's a guy who earns his money. Sadly, at the same time, though, I feel like he's a guy who we probably won't see around in the next 5 years. You know what I mean?
Hope
Like,
not, but yeah, it's not good.
so you know but
How many times he broke his neck?
I don't know. I think at least 2 or 3.
Won the Olympics, but broke his neck.
Yeah, yeah. And
Beat
so
a guy that never been beat, never been scored on.
You're right. Yeah. I mean, unless you got taken down by Pewter, that's probably pretty embarrassing. But
he couldn't even fight. It was real bad.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Were you there?
On which time?
Pewter.
Yeah. Actually, it's funny. I mean, 'cause you got this Olympian, and then you got this MMA amateur, and he takes him down and starts putting him in an arm hold. Yeah. Like, I mean, it's funny to see what would have really happened, you know.
But I mean, he like nerve damage, his neck, you know, on one side down. Dude, he had no business in that.
I don't know. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, you're right.
And he's out there working, taking bumps every day. And
You're right.
Working. And it ain't like he was training to do that anymore.
He's their hardest worker, though.
But why would you put him in that position?
Yeah, they're.
Why would you make an angle out of it?
They're not bright at all.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Are you surprised?
But yeah, I know what you mean.
But like in reference to TNA, they're paying for. They're such fans as an organization. They're paying for name value in their minds, name value, and it doesn't pay because when you watch. And I like Kevin Nash outside. I like Kevin. He introduced me to Maker's Mark. He's a good dude in that sense. But I'm not. If I watch him in a ring, I'm gonna change the channel, man. It's the same shit. Sorry. I'm not trying to be a dick.
So what he's making? How many guys do you think you could hire per year? Think about that. $350,000.
At least 10.
More than that. You could.
I mean,
10 guys that you say that can make a good living. That were top notch is what you're saying.
I mean, there's so much talent on the independent circuit alone that
they deserve to get a chance and won't because of guys like that.
Either they won't because they're going to be held down by someone else, or they won't because they don't have the know-how as far as the drive to say, hey, I'm going to go. Like Brian did from Seattle to Florida to California to Cincinnati, all driving, just not for guarantees, but just for hope that possibly something will come out of it. That's what's lost in most of the guys getting into wrestling now, is that guys they won't even leave their state.
They never even watched wrestling. They were Dory, Terry Funk, the Briscoes.
No, they have no idea. They just got into it during the Attitude Era, and they just got into it when it was popular. Exactly. You know what I mean?
That's a lot, isn't it?
That's why you have all these guys doing fucking people eyebrows and just recycled gimmicks. It's recycled characters from the Attitude Era. And you're right, they don't know any of the history or any of that stuff.
Don't care.
I mean, I used to go to Half Price Books when I was like 12 years old just to get as many back issues of Pro Wrestling Illustrated and The Wrestler, from like the 70s, just so I could research back on stuff, any of it, anything wrestling related. I wanted to be a part of it.
LeBron James not knowing who Michael Jordan is.
It would be like that,
John Elway not knowing, Brett Favre not knowing John Elway.
Exactly, it would be just like that.
Things like that. But you know what? Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, they ain't playing basketball anymore. You know why? They're too old.
Yeah.
They ain't playing ball.
Yeah.
And if they were, they'd have to play. And these guys are getting paid like they would when they were on top, and they're not playing. They may do a pay-per-view once a month. And they're doing everything they do to politic and TV to keep it working. And they're over here laughing and joking, going,
I mean, even Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, he's getting paid, right? Yeah.
Even Shaq doesn't ask for top dollar anymore because he knows. Yeah. He knows he's not the first option on the Celtics.
Right.
He knows he's not going to be the second option.
He
may not even be the championship. Exactly. He knows he's got a role to fill, and that works perfectly. He's not asking for top dollar. So why can't a lot of these guys? Is it that hard for them to get out of the spotlight?
They respect it so much, and they're this. Why would they take a pay cut to give it and help get more talent, get better guys? And then you put them with them somewhat too, and make them. They're so selfish, and they won't put them over. One thing, hardly not. And they're all right.
No, you're right. I mean, it makes total sense.
It's a work. If it's a shoot, they wouldn't be in it.
I mean, you would think that with money that they have, they would possibly want to establish their own developmental school. You would think that they could have some of these older guys. Then that opens up positions for these older guys who maybe their wrestling on TV isn't as good. Well, that's fine. They still have knowledge to give, but do it in a trainer sense. And by having an established training school, then you have not only a system to feed in new, fresh talent, it also provides, you would hope, a source of income as far as if TNA had a developmental school or an advertised wrestling school. You know how many people would fly from out of the country to join it? And then they would have their first pick of the litter out of their school, and they would have a school which would have multiple positions to offer various wrestlers that are coming in and out of the open door that seems to be going through there, where a guy will show up for a couple months, then disappear, then show up for a couple months, then disappear. And I'm sure a lot of that's just based on ego, because it's like, oh, I showed up here, you gave me a run for 3 weeks, and now I'm off TV for 3 weeks, because they have to filter guys in and out, because everyone's politicking or everybody's trying to get in the ear of the boss. So she's probably going crazy trying to make everybody happy, and one guy will be on TV for 3 weeks and then disappear for a month, and it's like, where's his momentum? It's gone. It's like, well, good job trying to build a character. Now people are going to forget all about it, because now you're shoving this other piece of crap down my throat.
Couldn't remember who I got.
They have no idea. You know what I mean? Whereas if you have almost like a secondary system, which could be a school, then you at least have a reason to explain why these guys aren't there. They're at the school
listening with money. Oh,
that's right. That's right. That's right.
Why give it to them? You do it.
Well, I don't have any money, so.
Anybody out there
that
has been scammed by somebody already?
That's right.
They're using our business to scam you. Come to us.
That's right. We'll open up our own school. We should open up our own school.
We'll call it the Don't Give a Fuck Wrestling.
Don't Give a Fuck Wrestling Academy. I like that.
Yeah.
It's actually not bad.
That's it.
Who just debuted? Didn't Mickey James?
She got the biggest pop of the night. I watched the other night.
Oh, she got the biggest pop of the night?
Yeah, she got the biggest pop on the show. She did. Biggest pop on the show.
She sing any country songs?
No. Whatever they did there brought her out, it did. But at least it was, she's still young, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's good. She's very good in the ring. And they don't respect them guys.
Yeah. Well, do you feel like their feeling is that this next acquisition is going to be it? This is going to help us get over the hump. And then it doesn't happen, and they're like, this next one, this is really going to do it.
How long have they been doing that? 5 years?
This next one, this is really, it just seemed like.
Help the ratings a bit,
Not that I know of. I mean, I don't know. I'm not.
It has.
I can't imagine.
Come there and they win ball one.
Yeah.
They win 3 to ball ones. What they tell you, they don't want to see him. Public opinion is bad of him. You know why?
Yeah.
Because he gives alcohol to underage children and his kids and things like that. And the whole divorce deal, if they did all work.
Wasn't he banging someone that looked like his daughter or something?
Yeah,
I'm not saying you can't go with younger girls.
He's working all the time. And they pay him. He's getting 18 grand for them to do a video of him in the damn hospital with a 2nd or 3rd back surgery. When's the last time he took a bump? What the hell has he got back surgery for?
For all those
$18,000 a week. He can't even come to TV. They should have him on a wheelchair and a body cast or something. Paying that kind of money.
So you wouldn't rent from Rent-A-Center?
Yeah, that too. He don't even. He can at least have. I know it's rent, but he can do something to plug. WWE has anything to do with anything to do on a commercial. They're getting their name across.
Oh yeah.
They do it with TNA.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Are they?
No, you're right.
I see them on Mad King Live and never mentioned TNA.
I never thought about it that way, man. I did remember seeing a Hulk Hogan interview, and it was about his book. It had nothing to do with TNA. Yeah.
Nothing. And he comes to TV, he does a couple interviews. I heard he hides, he don't even talk to the boys, and he comes out, it's like all the boys mob him like they're a mark for him. And he just works the boys and the people, somewhat, whatever. And he's making that kind of money. He ain't doing nothing, man. How many guys can I hire for $750,000? That will bust their ass that are very good. Yeah. That would quadruple, 20 guys. Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
That you can pay good and make a good living, 6 figures, and everything you do that would go through the roof that are out there to play ball. You know what I mean? To do the house shows, to do the shows.
Yeah.
None of these guys
team players.
None of these guys do house shows. And you sit there and you watch it. I'm there one day and I watch all that. And you're just like, lady, Dick's car, you don't want to talk to me 10 minutes. Because I'd have a Uzi, I'd have me a ball bat, and I'd have all these guys. This contract worth $350,000. Who I wanted to fill that void right there, do that kind of money. This guy over here for $500 grand. This guy over $500. This guy for $750. this guy for 350, this guy for 120. I'd have me about 1,000 boys. And I go, okay, guys, where are these motherfuckers out? Beat them up.
I want to see you use the Uzi.
Yeah,
actually. Yeah,
kneecap, head, or whatever, ball bat, whatever you want, man.
That's like Tanya Harding style.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
Batista style.
But it holds our business back. It's what I'm pointing. I know I talk a lot of trash.
No, it's not your
It's true, man.
You know, you're just speaking what you feel and your opinions. You know, there's nothing wrong
with the
with
money you're making and paying them, but you're building your own, and you're doing a lot better rating because you're building new stars, and it was people fresh, and then you were keeping people fresh because it was strength in numbers. We get a select few that politicking all day to do the least they can, have a contest to see who can do the least. You get paid the most.
Phoning it in.
There's something wrong with it.
Yeah.
There's something wrong.
Instead of refreshments, we'll have herbal refreshments. Let's see.
I got enough.
I like knocking Undertaker. It's kind of fun. You know, the thing is, he lives in Austin. Well, I don't know if he lives in Austin now.
He's from Houston, right?
Yeah, he's from Houston. We used to have a mutual respect, I think, just because we were both from Texas. Like, when he saw me stand up for myself in the locker room one time against the Dudley boys or whatever, they were trying to hound on, not really D-Bomb, but more that fat fuck, Bubba, whatever his name is. He was trying to bully me on something, and I wasn't giving. You know, I was just like giving him one-word answers, like, yeah, you know, like I'm not falling into this trap that they're trying to lay for me in front of the boys. And I think Taker saw that, and he respected that, you know, and so we had a mutual respect for a while. But I think as time wore on, and more guys kissed his ass more and more and more, and I never did. I think it distanced us. It distanced me as far as, you know, it's like, oh well, I guess this guy's not gonna bite, you know. So let's mark him. You know, that's how it is. I think where you know, you don't fall into that play. That you don't play that game. You know, but I don't.
That's all it is, too.
I don't need to play a fucking game, man. My work's gonna speak for itself. You know, you're either gonna want to hire me because I'll produce, or because you just don't like me.
Right.
You know, but to not hire me for some personal shit, I mean, that's why their company just seems to be in constant decline.
How far are we from Charleston?
Charleston's about 50 miles.
How about Danville, Virginia?
What is it?
Danville, Virginia.
Virginia's that way.
No, Danville, West Virginia.
What is it?
It's Danville,
Danville, West Virginia.
It's Danville,
I don't know.
Virginia.
You have to check the travel plug.
All right.
You're on camera.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, right. You don't want to be on camera either.
Look at her. You think you'd want to be on camera if you looked up?
No. What about brother saying? Because I won't be on camera. Probably got hospital bill, credit card fraud.
yeah.
Probably Massachusetts or something.
We're gonna have to put a black square where all these people's faces. I don't know. I just remember being in Australia, being yanked out of my room at like 3 in the morning to go downstairs to watch Undertaker play judge for Wrestler's Court. Where they just rake people across the coals unsuspectingly, people that think they're friends.
I've been
you know what I mean? I'm sitting here watching like this whole roster of people turn. This particular day was Molina, I think. Everyone was turning on. You know, I don't really know. I was
created hate for him.
I was so uninterested in being there. It was just like everyone. I was like, how fucking bored is everybody that they would rather be down here amongst everybody.
He turned them on.
And everyone's turning on this girl and watching her cry and like basically just degrade her down to nothing.
Was she with her boyfriend then?
Yeah, and he wasn't saying anything though. He was just sitting there, you know, like not wanting any heat either, you know.
So he called all the boys down and called him.
Pretty much, yeah. Everyone came down there and he got a ladle, you know, for a gavel or something. I'm just sitting here thinking like, man, that
Mark's a mark for Mark, who's a mark.
I couldn't have said it better. I couldn't have said it better for myself. I could not have said it better. I mean, when he drives around town in a Hummer that says "Dead Man" on the license plate, that's pretty faggy in my opinion. I'm sorry, but
I know. He'll bust hell wide open. We'll not pass go. We're not collecting $200.
I just get confused though, because I thought he was from the dead. I thought he was a dead guy, but yet he's riding a motorcycle, and now he's dead again. And now he has MMA gloves on, and then he's doing triangle chokes.
He's Hell Angel.
Okay, well, I'm just asking though, if you buy a ticket, how much do you think how much do you think the cheapest ticket to a live event, WWE live event, would be about $20, right? You get a $20 ticket.
They're coming down on themselves, right?
So if you're getting a $20 ticket, and that's a stretch for a lot of these people who are like, fuck, I got tickets. Hey man, $20 is kind of a lot, but fuck, I'm in the building.
Right.
So you're sitting way up there, you know. Chances are you don't have binoculars, and you're watching this match. Well, okay, here comes Undertaker. Awesome, yeah, I'm so excited. This is what I've been waiting for. Yeah, now he's doing like MMA holds in the middle of the ring, but you're way up at the top of the building. Can you see that shit? Like, can you see? Is that action? Is that what you want to see? Do you want to see this dead guy doing triangle chokes and MMA holds? Like, I don't want to see that. You know, like
he's into that, right?
Most of those guys are, you know, but it's like, you know, Bobby Lashley's the only one that's really, well, aside from Brock, which we'll get there. Brock, I don't even wait to talk about Brock.
Mickey will be in a little bit.
Okay, but I mean, Brock just raised the bar.
Mark's a mark. He's a mark for Mark.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. You know, that's why all these guys are wearing MMA gloves.
And he'll bust him wide open. He really worships the devil.
He's got an ugly fucking wife, I'll say that.
Right.
Yeah, Michelle McCool's fucking ugly. I think
is she ugly?
Yeah.
Is she cool or is she a stooge?
She's very not cool, very much a stooge. Think about it. If you have to have 78-year-old ball sack in your mouth just to try and get an ugly title belt, you know, I mean, look how high she's ascended on that company. Has she gotten any better? No, she's terrible.
She got a bad attitude toward the business. Did she respect the business?
Just phony? No, doesn't respect.
I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? She was a
not when I was around her. I mean, I think he tried to beat it into her, you know, as far as like trying to train her, but I don't know. You know, I don't know. Just
so she's saying
the thing that bugs me about people like her is that she paid no dues whatsoever.
Right.
But I can guarantee you, if she were to get fired next week, she would be asking for like top dollar on the independent scene. The matches would be shitty, completely shitty, and she would be acting like the biggest big dog in the locker room over, say, someone like Mickey, who's been doing this a long ass time.
Melina worked in our business before she ever was.
Yeah, she did. She worked on the Indies, you know what I mean? And she went up in
Mexico.
Exactly, yeah. And so.
I don't know her. I mean, I just
no, but you're right. I mean, you know, she came up through the independents, but you know, most of the divas that are up there now, they don't even know what most of the guys up there now don't even know what the independents are.
No, never worked one in their life.
Never at all. You know, I just worked a show a couple months back with Sheldon Benjamin, and it was the first indie he had ever done. And he just looked like a deer in headlights. Like he just.
Yeah, he never been around nothing but WWE.
Yeah, it was like culture shock, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I've always thought that that's an indicator of where the business is at. If you would take these guys who they signed up right out of college, or that they pulled right out of these tough enough contests or these beauty pageants, whatever the fuck contests that they run to try and get ratings, if you took these guys who they threw all this money at right off the bat, and didn't know the system outside of WWE, if you took those same guys and said, all right, look, we're going to offer you the same amount of money, but for the first 3 years, you have to travel all around the thing and that. But after those 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever, then you'll get your money. The money will be there after 5 years, but first we need you guys to drive up and down the highways and do all this. How many guys do you think would have signed on the line like, oh, okay, I can do that for 5 years? I don't think very many of them would have done it at all.
Right.
You know, I mean, what's your think? You know,
you're exactly right.
I bet most of them would have been like,
that you ever did it.
Oh, fuck no.
They have no clue of that.
No, they have no idea.
When I was a trainer in Memphis, they got the live Channels 5 TV back. Well, that was the original live TV ever. She's like, okay, you're doing that as a trainer. These guys preparing on Monday Night Raw. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was live. Right? It's in 2000. Well, guys, you used to come from all corners of the earth to make that TV Saturday mornings. You can pay for TV. You do Nashville that night or Jonesboro once a month. These guys are mad because they got to get up 9 o'clock in the morning. We're over here, guys that come from all over and get their sleep in their car or do whatever. Or just to get yes, and get there. And glad to be there. And these guys are pissed off because they got to get up early that morning.
Oh, it's absurd. Those are usually the shittier workers.
And no respect for the business of the people in it. You know, and complain about everything. And Yeah.
What would you recommend to people?
That's all they knew. That's what you said. That's like you said. Sheldon had never worked at a big show.
No,
He come right from collegiate wrestling or coaching, right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, from collegiate wrestling. Same with Brock, but Brock was obviously a monster enough to continue on elsewhere. I don't know. What do you kind of? I mean, what advice do you give to people getting in the business now that are like,
guys that pay dues are almost penalized. You are penalized.
Yeah.
If you don't look like some freak or American gladiator, am I right or wrong?
You're right.
Damn, jacked up android or something.
Man. Yeah, Matt Morgan comes to mind as far as that guy. He's a TNA, has some in WWE, multiple. They gave him so many chances in WWE, stuttering gimmick and all these different things. Now TNA's got him and they're pushing him through the moon. But guys, if anything, he's gotten worse. Well, you know what I mean? How many times do you see that? Guys go through developmental and get worse.
The TV the other night, they had
worse.
Big, the regress instead of progress.
That's fucking
I've seen Mick and Cactus and Flair.
Okay.
They went 30, 40 minutes on that TV. And then they did a run-in after Flair put him over. And did the last man standing. They got Jews worked their ass off. They really did. And they're not what they were or anything. They worked their ass off. Sure, the money they're making and doing it every so often. Yeah, go out and do that. But then they had all of that fortune, about 6, 8 guys come out and beat them down.
Oh, yeah.
That's all they did on the show that night. They didn't work or nothing to do. And all that young guys just back there in the dressing room, sitting there waiting to go out here and run in on two guys that have been around forever.
Yeah.
That people have seen it. Why you got it for free anyway? Because why would you not sell that as a pay-per-view? Last Man Standing, Flair and Foley. You know what I mean? That was free on your TV. Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Why are you doing that? Why would you just dead ass backwards, isn't it? Have all them young guys out there working and doing, getting the gimmick over, and have them shoot some big pull-apart or something at the end to make you pay $40 to watch it. Why are you giving it to them? And then you got all these guys, young guys and veterans out just doing interviews and that's it. You're getting paid. Nobody's working. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's all rib. It's got to be.
Well, I mean, even when they do get in the match, though, I mean, they're giving them 3 minutes. What really can they do in 3 minutes? You know, unless it's a designated squash just to get over one guy. Yeah, it becomes more challenging. You know, as interviews outweigh ring work, it
What do
becomes
you think?
challenging.
If Sting's sitting there and I said, "Hey Sting, all right, you're making $10,000 a week, $500,000. Okay, well here's what's going on, man. I got about 200 guys behind me right here that want your job and your money's going to them and spread out amongst them and do. Guys, kick his ass and throw him out of the building. You got a job. They be on the Mike Piranhas. Right or wrong?
Right.
Right or wrong? Sting, if you can survive here and do that, we might put you on a per night deal. It does something like an ambassador to plug the event. Because they know your face, they know you do. But you're not in there. It's like Charles Barkley commentating or Magic Johnson playing ball no more. Right. Well, soccer.
I thought he had AIDS.
Well, that too, man.
He's had AIDS forever.
Sting?
No, he might have AIDS.
Oh, Magic.
Yeah,
he does. Yeah.
Yeah. What if Hulk Hogan was in a porno? Would you watch it?
No.
No? What if it was Hulk Hogan, Dixie Carter porno? Like a Hulk Hogan Dixie porn.
I'd watch Dixie.
It was like Dixie Mania or something. Like,
what do you think? I mean, honestly,
I want to think of some porno combinations here. I want to start my own porn business with wrestlers.
They do more buys than what they're doing.
That's the idea. You know? I think I could book better.
Biggest business in the world.
I just think I could book better porn storylines than what you see on TV. You know, actually, I know of porns that have better storylines than what you see on TV. Right. Magic Box, and I think there's it's like a faux passion that gets put out there. It's like a phony passion. Everyone wants to act passionate about what they're doing, but it's more of an image that's put out there to say, no, we're working hard, but I think. From what I can tell, there's a lot of corners being cut, and so that's why I think these people belong in porno. I think we need to get some of these. I think we need to make. I mean, it's called TNA. It's already they're already ready for it. So
sure, you're an idea to get more buys on their pay-per-view.
I just think you know.
We can bring you and call you Paul Porthole.
I think we can do better than that.
Porthole Paul.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, I don't already have a persona out there. I mean, you never know. You know, I might be already for sale at truck stops. You never know.
I heard Gangrel. David.
Yeah.
Does he do something with that?
I don't think he shoots. Like he's not a performer.
But it's directed or something.
I've heard that.
That's what I heard.
I mean, I've got a lot of friends in the industry, and
biggest business on the internet, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's huge.
It is, isn't it?
You know, but I like to think that people in the porn industry get treated better than wrestlers.
Yeah.
You know, I really do. I mean,
No, they do.
for the most part, they have to always keep up a clean test in order to work.
Yeah.
You know, as far as like mainstream porn, they get, for the most part, fed at most of the shoots that they're at.
Yeah.
You know,
They got catering.
they get catering. Yeah, you know what I mean. You know, you're fucking all day, so it can't be all that bad. But I know that it's not always great. You know. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying it's all glamorous. You know, just like how wrestling is definitely not all glamorous.
Tommy Dreamer was funny. He's telling a story about that.
Is he in a porn? Tommy?
I don't know exactly what the deal was. He might have worked a shot for XPW or something years ago. I can't remember.
They were involved.
It was something like this, yeah. He's saying, he goes, yeah, he witnessed some of that, and he did. He said, yeah, they're over here, just like they're in a job, like on the clock, and all of a sudden they got seen, they're up talking, they're doing this, doing everything that they're doing, and they're back over here just hanging out like the boys would hang out.
Yeah.
After a match or something.
Oh yeah. It's, I mean, they're pros. You know, they're classically trained.
Camera goes on, there they go.
Yeah. Time to go on.
There's no like, hey, what's up, man? This is how we're doing smoke cigarettes together, we're gonna get high, or you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Just hanging out. Right? You know what I mean?
I agree.
Like they're at work.
Now, have you seen the China Xbox porn?
No, I have not.
I'm just hitting all sorts of strikes here. Would you see it if it was?
Yeah, I would.
You would?
Yeah.
Oh. I heard it was rough.
I heard it's crazy.
I heard it was rough.
Man, she just had alcohol poisoning. She almost died.
Was she OD on like Benadryl or something?
Something. I don't know. Honest to God,
What
it
is
was
that?
long ago.
She probably will die.
She was straight as an arrow. She was nothing but juice.
Why does TNA should go after her? Actually, that would be.
Never did.
That would be the biggest acquisition, I think.
Never did.
It's too bad.
The hottest thing was their knockout division. They kill it off.
Yeah, I don't know. Speaking of porn, I mean, yeah, most of those girls have porn names, and I think, I don't know, I would think that I could probably find a few girls in porn that probably would put on better matches. I don't know, I know from what I gathered, there was a really good, outstanding female worker in the independent level. Sarah Del Rey went down there, I guess, and had a tryout recently.
Yeah.
And they told her, try to have more of what the beautiful people have. That's what we're looking for. Is there anything like
TNA?
Yeah, it's like you want all your girls to look like fake bitches. Like I don't. That's a turnoff to me. I don't want.
Barbie doll.
Yeah, I want some variety. You know what I mean? I even want girls with mustaches. You know, if it's available. And you know, it feels good. Scratches, you know, around the tip.
But if everybody looks the same, right? Yeah.
It's no fun.
Everybody has
You know, if you
some
go to an
kind of
ice cream parlor and they've just got like different types of vanilla. You know.
Maybe on McDonald's one day, maybe on Burger King.
Yeah. Burger King's actually moving on up, man. They got two Whoppers for $3.50.
Yeah.
You like a lot of mayo?
Taco Bell.
Oh, Taco Bell's good too. I like. See, in California we got Del Taco.
Yeah.
That's not bad. It's pretty good. You gotta come out to California sometime, man. I'm gonna take you to the beach.
I know. Oh, I won't leave.
We'll go
I go to the
surfing.
beach. I won't leave.
That's
I don't know about surf. I want to sell. I want to rent boats out and floats and all that stuff. I want to be a lifeguard. I want to deliver pizzas on the beach.
Dude, you can do all that.
Bartend.
Y'all gotta come out. Come on, serious. Y'all need
I
I don't want to work
wanna,
security
See?
on the beach.
I want to surf.
See? I'm on set.
And I want to be a ranger on the golf course, drive around the golf cart.
Okay. I know a few mini golf
All those
courses.
jobs. Be on the beach. That's awesome.
No, it'd be good, man. I'm telling you. You don't have to worry about cops hounding you for,
Right.
you know, indulging. So it's
Right.
fun time.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the that's the beauty of this job, is getting to travel and just getting to see everything.
How'd you end up in California?
Because of the pot. No, I'm kidding. I'm sure it's cool. It's just a looser attitude, you know. Everyone's kind of more chilled out in California. They're not so serious and conservative, and there's just a lot more opportunities out there outside of wrestling. A lot more opportunities, whether you want to get into stunts or acting or porno.
Well, why don't you talk about Brian Kendrick, since you both have a link to that.
Burning cats.
Burning cats?
Is that what you said?
No, Brian Kendrick.
Brian Kendrick.
Spank.
I thought you said burning
I
cats.
was like, I don't remember Brian burning any cats.
Spank.
How's he doing? Does he still work for TNA?
Yeah, he does. He's on TV one week, then they forget about him. Then he's on a different week, then they forget about him.
You under contract or?
Yeah, he's under contract.
Get paid.
Yeah, he seems to be doing pretty good. You know, he seems to be pretty happy.
They use it for night. If he ain't at TV, he still getting paid.
Yeah, I mean, he seems happy there. I see him pretty often. I had Thanksgiving with him last Thanksgiving. I hope he invites me again this year. Actually, it was a good meal.
Where'd you live?
Lives in SoCal, yeah, by the beach. Yeah, near me. I don't live by the beach. I live where there's a bunch of bad
Van Dam
people.
live out there
Yeah, Van Dam lives out there as well.
in your area?
Yeah, he's more south. There's quite a bunch of us out there.
Well,
Probably a bunch of people you never heard of.
boys out
Let me think. I think Chris Masters lives out there.
Yeah, I know him. He's cool.
Gangrel, I think. Wasn't Gangrel living out there for a while?
That's what I heard. I mean,
Maybe not that many people live out there. Mickey Rourke lives out there. He was in that movie, The Wrestler.
Yeah.
So, no, Jean-Claude Van Damme lives out there. Chuck Norris, I think, lives in Dallas. Bruce Lee's dead. Dolph Lundgren, I think, lives in Paris. Frank Stallone lives in LA. Michael Jackson's buried there. Walt Disney's buried there. I saw that. I was at the Freddy Krueger house the other day. Actually, I had an audition at the Nightmare on Elm Street, the original Nightmare on Elm Street house. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's the exact same.
so you just like you said, do auditions, like a tryout almost. Just look
Yeah.
at you and they tape it.
Yeah, I mean, I had
Trying to
different
get a spot
agents.
or-
Yeah, they submit me for commercial or theatrical auditions, and then
It's like an appointment, right? You go there and do whatever.
yeah, I mean, actually, it's kind of like a dark match almost in a way. You want to be as prepared as you can for it.
Whatever it is, right?
Yeah, and then you want to go in there and just show that you belong. I mean, really, an audition should really be just like another rehearsal. I mean, you should be that prepared going into the room. So, there's a lot of parallels between acting and wrestling that I've noticed. You find a bunch of acting coaches who you'd never heard of, and who don't have much of a resume to show for themselves. And yet they'll want thousands of dollars to come train at their studio because they train this guy and this guy and this guy, and they're full of shit.
Yeah.
Well, how many trainers did you hear growing up, or do you still hear today, wrestling-wise? They're like, oh, I train 1, 2, 3 kid, and I train this guy, and I train this. Give me $3,000, come train in my living room while I watch you on my couch in my underwear and rub my dick. And like, what the fuck? What? Like, this isn't what I paid for. But seems like that's most of the trainers in wrestling now, are these no-name guys who just take kids to the cleaners, and give them, fill their heads up with empty promise.
Rape them.
Rape them, yeah.
Just put it there in
Some of them actually rape them for real.
Put up their mortgages. Yeah.
Some of them are real
Right or wrong,
rapists.
Yeah, rip them off. Yeah.
Some of them are
Some
real
of them
rapists.
actually, yeah, I hear you.
It sucks.
Nobody in Charleston cares.
Well,
The Charleston conflict.
That's where rape was invented. Where do you think rape was invented? Incest. I thought incest was like Arkansas.
Yeah, there too.
What do you think is more inbred, West Virginia or Arkansas? huh? Well, they're probably, unless it's just one state together. They're that big of an inbreeding colony. They expanded.
West Virginia is something else.
Yeah, I think West Virginia takes the cake. How many kids do you think get molested just to get a spot on wrestling shows?
You know, it's mind-boggling, isn't it? Honestly.
Do you think it happens more in the north or south?
I don't know. Yeah.
I find that it tends to happen more in the south/southeast quadrant of the country.
Yeah.
Would you dispute that? If you had to guess, Tracy, where would you say, if you had to split the country up into quadrant, your northwest, your southwest, your northeast, I guess maybe, and then split down the middle, your midwest. So 5 sections. If you had to split up the country, where would you say had the most section of molesters and pedophile and closet promoters?
It's pretty screwed up everywhere.
I'm going with southeast.
But it'd have to be,
Like Carolinas, Florida, Georgia.
big horror stories.
And I'm telling you, someone's probably getting molested to be on a show right now. You know, just turn the other cheek.
Not joking around.
No, I know. It's a real serious issue.
Yeah.
You know, people want to talk about
Sick.
cyberbullying and high school bullying. Well, what about
You're 164 West, so stay in this lane.
Yeah,
You're cool.
what about
119's coming up.
what about young kids, young pro wrestling kids getting molested in the wrestling business? You know, oh hey, maybe try on this pair of tights.
Promise the world.
Or, oh man, yeah, just giving promises out the ass. You know, I mean literally promises in the ass too. You know, and you know that to me is as big a problem as there not being a union.
Yeah. It's sick. It's been going
got-
on a long time too.
You got pedophiles and like really bad dudes, nasty bad people. As in positions of influence over impressionable young kids who want to be the next this guy or the next that guy, and these guys will tell them everything they want to hear. But in truth, I mean, there was some guy in Florida, wasn't there? Who, what was that dude's name that molested some, or was it?
It was a girl, but I mean, the girl.
The girl came out, right? Was
Yeah,
that,
it was Chase and Rance.
Yeah, maybe that's what I heard.
Yeah, it was like an underage girl.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of.
Take it over.
Yeah.
That's what we want right here.
Yep.
Make it.
Yeah, you good? You got it?
Make it. Make it.
I don't know. To each their own, right? I fuck elephants, so.
Yeah. Donkeys.
Donkeys. Never fucked a donkey, actually. I fucked a few girls that look like donkeys,
Right.
but I'd rather not think about them.
Look at that.
And yet I'm the ass.
Groundhog.
Put on bump. Big Brock.
How did that happen?
I was
First match for WWE?
I banged Sable, and what happened was she liked it, and I was like, "You're really old. I can't do this anymore." And she said, "Well, maybe you should try doing your shooting star different than Mark Marrow's." And I said, "Well, you know, it's different. You know, I kind of." Either way, she threw me under the bus, and I had to fight Brock. That's it. No.
Really?
No.
Good story. I
Thanks,
like that.
that's
Good
it.
stuff for the shit.
No, I got.
Can we lie about it? Say
Yeah.
what happened? Or?
Yeah. Actually, I did see Sable on one of those softcore Cinemax porns.
Yeah.
It was like a best. Or I would never want to see her get banged by anybody, unless it was Brock. That'd actually be pretty. That'd be like some sort of animalistic thing.
Right.
But it'd be funny. Yeah, I just thought she was nasty. Yeah, no, I got called up to TV in like Hartford or something, and then they said they were gonna bill me from Hartford, which I should have taken that as a sign too. I was like, oh, I'm not from Hartford, Connecticut. This town sucks. I don't want to fuck Connecticut. But anyways, I was like, yeah, I'll do whatever, and they're like, we had you working with Brock, and he was the champ at the time. You know, obviously, monsters murdering everybody. He just basically mutilated Brian a couple weeks prior on TV. And so then when they had me wrestling Brock, I remember I was at the building, and like, this before they had a real strict dress code. I had jeans and shirt on or something. They're like, "What you're wearing that?" I'm like, what? No, I'm right. I'm wearing my wrestling gear. You know, they're like, no, if you have an interview segment with Vince and Sable. I was like, I do? Oh, well. They're like, you can't wear that crap. You got to go put some nicer clothes on. So I had to go across the street to some stupid department store and buy some nice clothes that I never wore again just for this little interview. But no, I'd heard a lot of bad things about Brock, just being like a dickhead and an ass and all this stuff. And I mean, honestly, the guy couldn't have been nicer. He was a really nice guy. He was real cool. You know, obviously he was like focused on what he was doing, but I think just the fact that I was willing to bump around for him.
02, 03?
Yeah, like 03.
Yeah.
The fact that I was just like, I was willing to just bump and do whatever to make him look like a monster, I think he appreciated that. And he was cool to me, you know, as long as he was there. He was always really good guy. Never fucked with me or anything. That was cool. It was the closest I've ever been to being in an actual tornado.
Yeah.
Taking that finish. The guy, I mean, he's just
strong, huh?
beyond tart strength, you know what I mean? Like, cattle bred.
Yeah.
You know
right.
Like farm boy,
big potato
corn fed,
Driving that motherfucker.
Seriously, he really is. He couldn't have found a better profession for himself than MMA. And it's funny, I remember at one of the talent meetings, some little drone stooge was like, you know, they're like, you guys have any questions, you know, after the end of the meeting? Someone was like, what should we do about MMA? Do you think, is that our competition? And Vince kind of scoffed at it. He was like, we don't have any competition. That's not competition for us. I was sitting here thinking like, or he was like, if we have any competition, it's boxing. Boxing's our only competition. I'm sitting here thinking like, boxing? Nobody even watches boxing anymore.
Dead, isn't it?
Pretty much, and wrestling's on its way.
Yeah.
You know, and,
UFC's took it over.
It really has. It really has. You know, and
I don't think it's cool stuff he said. It kind of knocked the business. He wouldn't nobody know who he was. Wasn't from in the business. He wouldn't have a chance in any of it, pro football or that. I don't think that's cool. You know?
Well, I mean, did he knock it that bad? I don't know. Did he knock it?
Sometimes he did. Sometimes he didn't. I've seen times where he
no, I think he definitely.
For it.
I think he definitely feels that he can look down on it now that he's doing, you know, legit fighting.
It must be pretty tough to quit.
You know, that's right.
7 years, $45 million to travel.
That's the thing. Oh my God, that's what I try to explain to people.
He has what, 2 to 4 fights a year.
Yeah.
We'd have 2 to 4 matches a week.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
And traveling all over God's creation.
I mean, what does it say about a company and the atmosphere of the company when the top star, who's not only the champion and making several $1 million a year, when the top star
at the same time, right? Brock and Goldberg, right?
Yeah.
They moved him out of the building.
Brock was actually talented.
Yeah.
Not that Goldberg wasn't, but he was just. Goldberg was like an engineered monster, you know what I mean, to do certain things. But Brock actually had a lot of ability and has a lot of ability. But what does it say about a company when one of your highest paid guys, who's also your champion, has enough money to buy himself his own private jet just because he's miserable and doesn't want to fly with anyone else because he just hates being around them?
Yeah.
And then even that doesn't suit him, so that he ends up wanting to just leave.
8 years, $45 million contract turnaround.
That's absurd, man. Like, you're not happy. You're not happy. You know, no matter how much fucking money you're making.
Yeah.
So, you know, I commend him for at least being able to say, hey, I'm getting all this money thrown at me, everyone's kissing my ass, but it's not what makes him happy, and he leaves. Yeah. You know, like, to each their own. So I like seeing him beat people up right now, so then I can tell people, yeah, I should be in the ring with that guy.
Yeah.
Pretty much almost got killed, but I survived.
That Shane Carwin, I saw that fight. Boy, he had him down and hit him a lot of shots. Ain't nobody on this earth could come back up and choke him out, and he did.
Wow. I heard that was a good fight.
It was.
The crowd was against him too, huh?
Yeah.
Then they
I was
got with
against
him.
him. I loved it. I loved it when that boy hit him. I think he did. I don't know him. I seen some interviews he did, And I didn't think it's cool that he was talking about drugs that's used in wrestling and this, that, and then they started talking about Benoit and Eddie and some of them guys, and other guys that helped him a lot.
Well, what was he saying? Just I
started talking about how when he was wrestling, how did he take too many pills? Yes. Did he drink too much? Yes. Which and then he didn't really. Then they come over here on the topic of how many wrestler deaths it did, and they were promoting UFC. That's one thing, and I'll guarantee you that none of those guys, those families, who has deceased, ex-wrestlers. I wouldn't like that. I didn't think that was cool. I didn't think, I thought, man, you'd be fucking picking potatoes in a potato field somewhere in South Dakota doing it for wrestling. I don't even like Vince. None of them. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Who cares if they like me or whatever? Whatever. But it would be nothing if it wasn't for that.
Right. No one would have ever heard of him.
Never had a break. He kind of just,
shit on it.
Yeah. So I'd like to see his ass kicked, but it's cool that he was part of our business. That is what he is now.
Yeah, I mean, it gives a little bit more legitimacy.
He's a beast. There's no doubt. That guy, I saw that guy had him in the first round. Had him, was pounding him the whole first round. He couldn't knock him out. He got blowed up punching him, and he was bending and staying in there and everything, and keep and was in trouble. Come back and did what he did. But
one of my favorite Brock Lesnar stories was that I heard this from one of the production assistants or something up there, and I guess apparently they were trying to shoot some vignette for him up in Minnesota, and like farm raised and all that kind of stuff. They're trying to get the shot, and there was a noise, and then they had to get light. Just like one obstacle after another. They couldn't get the shot. They finally got to where they got the shot the way they wanted it, and then there's bird chirping and all this stuff. And thank you very much.
I'm trying to tell you that.
What's that?
I'm trying to tell you.
Roofies? What are you getting me here?
Mickey.
They're trying to get the shot right. Bird starts chirping. They're like, damn it. Like, all right, you know what? Let's just move locations. Start again tomorrow. He's like, nah. I heard Brock was like, no, fuck that. And he goes and he looks. And he climbs up in this barn. I guess it was like a nest of baby birds and eggs and stuff like that. And he grabs it and he throws it down onto the ground and starts stomping on it. And just crushed all these birds.
Wow.
And he's like, all right, problem solved. Now it's...
I heard something like that.
And then some girl walked right off this, like a couple people just quit right on, like that the very day. Yeah. And hey, he's an animal. What can I say? He's a big hunter. I'm not a hunter. I don't like hunting.
No, I don't either. I don't
animals. I don't kill animals. I don't even kill bugs that much anymore.
I know.
I really don't.
Just to get a life for a windshield.
Yeah, honestly, but he sacrificed himself. That's the thing,
I think he did himself.
Yeah, he probably is.
He probably is. I seen a few interviews that he did, the way he talked about the business.
He's very full of himself.
I sit there and I thought, man, you know what, you fucking asshole. You said you only did this for this long, and that did. Ric Flair did it for 40 years. You know what I mean? He got flying, wheeling, dealing, the whole deal. He did. He did it all over the world. He could be in Tokyo one night, be in Toronto the next. He'd be there, and he worked still 60 minutes. But wrong or right, he did it for 18 years. And he didn't never diss nobody. But, I just didn't think it was cool. Because he kind of dissed the business somewhat. I saw a sports center, because, they're against wrestling anyway. He's getting ready to fight that car with He's on there watching, and I said, man, I hope you get your ass whipped. Because I know you got to promote the fight you got to do, but don't bring up nothing about, why so many wrestlers are not with us and more of this.
Right.
You got to do that, man. Because you know what? Some of them help you, and some of them, widows, kids, nieces, nephews, mom, dads are watching that what you're saying right now.
That's not cool.
I still don't think it's cool.
What do you think about a situation?
Like a sucker punch him.
What do you think about a situation where you take like Eddie Guerrero, for example, who was as talented as he was, but had as many problems as he did.
God.
But it's like, what's your initial thought when you see like his wife or his widow on there now afterwards?
Terrible.
I mean, you can't help but put a sour taste in your mouth. Personally, I don't know.
Hey, but they know it's a work. But
yeah.
See that?
Yeah, it's disgusting. You know what I mean?
Get off on it.
It's disgusting.
Well,
telling me she can't do something else, but she can't work for somebody else to provide for her.
Last time I saw Eddie Guerrero was in '05. They did that ECW one night stand thing.
Yeah.
And he was so tired, he was wore out, you could tell he was hurting. And he might have been on some pills, but he's doing it because he's in pain. He was laying in the floor and his feet propped up. And he knew the man needed a break. Because he needed a break after he took the belt off of Bradshaw. Bradshaw took it off of him. He had injuries, but he was so scared that he didn't lose his spot. You know what I mean? And you didn't see it. I knew him since a kid. And then he traveled on Heckler. From Steel, we used to drive from El Paso all the way out to Louisiana to watch. Come see me drive all the way. And I asked him, I said, "Is you all right?" He's like, "Yeah. I was laying on the floor." And I said, "You're just tired?" He said, "Yeah, it's hurt." Him and Chris worked each other tonight. I seen Chris. I knew him all a while, you know. And he says, "Hey," he goes, "how you doing?" All that's all fine. I said, "I got out of the business for a while. I need to." And he goes, "Boy, I mean," he goes, "I need to." He goes, "I need a break." And I looked at him, and I could see he was just wore out. He was exhausted.
Eddie or Chris?
Chris.
Yeah,
Eddie too.
big
Both
time,
those guys. And they had to work with all them big jacked up androids and teach them how to work. He couldn't get off the juice or nothing. He didn't stay with the Jones working hard. And he knew that they were running down and he needed a year off. He knew that they did. Both of them. And knowing them. Just her eyes were fake. And then
they got ran into the ground.
Eddie got died not even 6 months after that. 3 months.
Yeah.
And they did. He got ran until he dropped. But his love for the business, he kept going anyway. But he had to take the juice, had to take the pills to keep up with these big jacked up monsters.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, no, you're right.
That, can't spell work.
It's a trap.
Yeah. He's talking about how it close on hit you right in the throat, all he's got.
Yeah.
I think these guys are not tall guys. They're getting hit by guys 6'7", 6'8",
Yeah. It sucks.
6'10".
It sucks.
Just to see him on there stalking, I just thought, man, you don't got to go there and promote your fight to knock the business because they want to knock the business, but it just wasn't. He didn't have to say something. He said, I just thought, man, you asshole, you have no respect for this business and people in it. Well, everybody on the crew put him over and got him over. He took his finish and did everything else. Am I wrong or right?
No, you're right. You're right.
And he just walked out like he kind of did. And,
well, what's the kind of thing we were talking about as far as guys coming into the business without the prerequisites?
He made $250,000 and didn't have to leave Louisville.
Dude,
3 years.
He was
right?
getting
2 or 3 years.
From what I understood, he was getting, I think like 10 grand or 5 grand a week, when like everyone else is getting like $300 and $500 a week, like developmental.
Yeah.
He was getting like 5 grand a week or 7 grand.
$250 is what he made. $250,000.
That's absurd.
He didn't even want to be in the business. Yeah, we'd be wrong. I mean, he was naturally the greatest ever.
Well, his shooting star could use some work.
About killed himself.
Oh man,
I saw that. Replay, I saw that. Like, wow, God. Why would you that big try that?
some people just can't do it like some of us, you know.
But hey, check it out. My daughter back there. Tell them that story, Tiff.
Oh my gosh. The shortest version possible?
Whichever version. We're good.
Yeah. We got time.
Okay. Well, I broke into the business in like 2005 with my ex-husband. And I ran into, my dad a few times a year at like different shows in Tennessee or mainly Kentucky. And I would talk to him and we'd always like laugh and joke, and he'd be like, I'd ask him to watch my match and ask him, how I could improve or, be better. And like we would always just joke and get along really good.
But you didn't know he was your
No,
father.
no idea, no clue. And so he tells me I need to get training, I need to go do this Diva search stuff, and I'm like, and I say something to my ex, and I'm like, well, I was like, Mr. Smothers said this, and he was like, no, you don't even know anything. And I'm like, well, train me to teach me something. He said I should I should learn how to do it. And he'd just be like, no, you won't be any good at it. You can't do it. Blah 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 blah. He wouldn't, support me or anything. So I never really tried to get any further. I didn't know how to. And well, we eventually broke up, and I was going to the gym at my apartment complex in Louisville. It was the park at Hirschborn, and I go to the gym one morning early in the morning, and I was usually going in the afternoon, but I went early in the morning, and he was there, and I hadn't seen him. Yeah, right there, he's working out and stuff, and I hadn't seen him since NWA Top Rope at least like 6 to 9 months ago. I think it had been a while, you know, and I'd only like met him and talked to him, you know, maybe 8 times at like independent shows for like, you know, 15 minutes whenever you can in the dressing room, you know, as not to like interject or whatever. But
right?
Yeah.
He didn't have his gear on, so you know I didn't want to like be. I was like, Tracy Smothers, and he looked at me and I was like, hi, Tiffany, you know, Jesse Bell. I was, you know, whoever's ex-wife, and he was like, oh yeah, what happened? And I was like, well, we broke up, whatever. And I was like, you know, I'm wanting to get some training.
Right,
do you think that you can help me with that? And he was like, yeah. He was dating a woman in my apartment complex.
These guys, some of the boys.
Diane Van Hoffman, her name was Phyllis.
No, I think they just run the building.
And he said she was really old school,
anywhere.
and
well, I was just saying because they're working each other.
he was really old school, and she could teach me, and I could learn a lot from her. Well, he said, so I went with her for a little while and like was training, and then they broke up, so like I didn't see him again. But like when he was with her, I mean, we went out. I would go over there with my roommate. I mean, we'd have dinners and share dinner and just, you know, hang out and stuff, talk about wrestling, talk about territories, talk, you know, stuff that I'd never heard. Still, we had no idea, you know, but we just got along really good, you know. I mean, it was crazy. We had so many like similarities and on the same level, and it was weird, you know. So, but after they split up, I didn't see him, and then me and her, we ended up like, we had a falling out, so I moved away, and I actually got some training. I worked with on shows with people like Ron Sexton and Brickhouse Brown. I did some shows in Texas and did some training in Mississippi with this guy in literally a backyard. And when I started to come back, and I knew I was coming back to Kentucky in February from Louisiana, I contacted him on my MySpace, and my old trainer that I'd split up with, she had taken over my old MySpace and sent this stuff out to all these promoters, sent stuff out to him posing as me, you know, just it was crazy, it was insane, it was ridiculous, really. But and I told him that, you know, she took over my thing. I was like, I'm coming back to Kentucky. I did what you said. I took your advice. I got some training. I'm still really green, but you know, if there's anything you can do for me, you know, I'd like to take some bookings with you, or, you know, if you could help me out. And he was like, yeah, I'm just now getting back into it. You know, he had been out for a while, and he was like, we got these shows going on, and, you know, so forth. They're set up. You know, when are you coming back? I'm coming back in the middle of February, so we had some stuff set up. And the shows ended up getting, like, didn't they get, like, snowed out or canceled?
Yeah, snowed out.
Yeah, and, like,
Thursday through Saturday, a couple of weeks there.
Yeah, like a few of the shows got canceled, or like I had to work, and like and we ended up like missing each other on like these bookings and these dates for the first few weeks, and kind of us, we were both getting kind of frustrated. We didn't, you know, whatever. We was encouraging each other, you know, we can still do this. We can do whatever. Let's see what we can't, you know, get going. It doesn't matter, you know. We can. He was like, I'll help you. If you want to learn, I'll train you. And, you know, he's telling me all this. And I'm like, all right, cool. That's awesome. I'm just excited to go. Thank you so much. Still don't know.
It was April.
Yeah. It was April. March.
End of March.
We started end of March.
This weekend,
and we started traveling. We actually did, like, first we did a couple of just weekends, and then we was doing, like, 3 and 4 day weekends. And my mom starts asking me. My mom never liked wrestling.
Before that, I don't mean to cut. Before, when we'd be like the first loop we made, guys I know, and some of the marks I knew a while, they'd come to me and they all was saying to me, they go, hey, that's your daughter, in it. And I ain't really said that. And look, and one lady, I just went, yeah, man, it is. Like, yes, what the fuck? You got something to do with it? You got a problem with it? I just like messing around.
Yeah.
I can't. And I thought, that was just my daughter. And then other people started doing it, and then the boys started doing it. And guys I knew a long time started to go, that's your daughter. And I'm going,
boy, I got that, man, this is working. I tell her, I go, this is working, man, this is really working. And then her mom, you know, called, and then when she described, set her down and told her the story in '84, it looked like Lonnie Anderson. I went, oh my God. And I remember it. It had been so long, you know what I mean? I mean, that was a crazy, wild time back then. Everybody was doing whatever. And Free Bear at the Bingo Parlor. Yeah,
I'm joking.
Free Bear at the Bingo Parlor, one thing led to another. But I would always, like, she was real classy. She wouldn't come around, and some of the others were up the rail, and they'd do, and I looked, and I just went, you. I said, you, like this, come here, you, right there. And then she would come over, it's over at Archer Street off Louisville. So I went over to her and just read my game, talk trash. Ended up, I wasn't full time yet in the business, and I was loading trucks my whole job in college. And I was working in Louisville, Kentucky at Tuesday night. And I had Evansville next night. Well, everybody stayed over at the Days Inn. $28, 14 guys stayed in a room. You know, I didn't because I had to go back to work. Yeah. I'd be there and I'd be wore out too. You know, I'd go to Louisville, back to Nashville, and then work my 8 hours, 7 to 3:30. Worked to Evansville and saw her. I didn't. I went back north and I got a room. I paid the $28 by myself. You know, hey, there's in the back, right there. and then I left. Went to work. Got to work my job because they're on Eastern time. We're on Central. I gained an hour. Got to my job. Was on time. My job. Wore out. Tired. Dead. Lost her number. Never called her again. Man. Yeah. Then went to Louisiana and worked for Bill Watts. And you didn't have cell phone. You didn't have text. No. You didn't have computer. You didn't have 1984. Man.
Snail mail.
You know? Yeah.
And payphones.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Lots of quarters.
Yep. And that's it.
Yeah, so
phone cards, they didn't even have that.
When I start traveling with him, I don't tell my parent, you know, my mom, she doesn't support my wrestling, she doesn't like it, she doesn't watch it, she doesn't come and, you know, watch me, support me, anything. Whenever I'm around her, she's like, you're wasting your time, I don't know why you do that, they don't pay you, you know, you don't make any money, you're going to hurt yourself, you know, just everything to determine, you need to go back to school, you need to do this, why you do that garbage, you know, I mean, just completely against it. And she was like, finally, she was like, you've been gone, you know, all these weekends, and you could be working, and who are you going with? Are you spending your own money? Are you losing money? And blah, blah, blah. Are you putting all these miles on your car? You know, this girl, you know, just everything she can, you know, I guess. And I was like, you know what, Mom, I'm not taking my car. I'm not really losing any money. I'm not, you know, I'm breaking even. I'm doing okay. I'm staying, you know, I don't have too many bills, so I'm not falling behind on anything. And I'm like, I'm going to, you know, take some time off school and actually pursue this and see what I can do with this. And this guy's going to help me. What guy? His name is Tracy Smothers. He's a... Tracy Smothers, that's an old man. You don't need to be traveling with him. What are you doing with traveling with him? How did you meet up with this man? You know, completely lost it. I mean, she lost it. My mom is Baptist. She is Christian. You know, she does not lose her temper. She does not swear. She does not drink. You know, she's very Christian. And she completely flipped her lid and was like even worse on me about wrestling and like going on the road and like, I mean, just, you know, trying to dishearten me and stuff and make me feel bad. And I'm like, no, you know, this is my life. I'm going to do it. I'm going to try it. You know, he's cool, everything like this. So this goes on for about 2 or 3 weeks. And then my mom calls me when we're on our way back from West Virginia. And she was just like, she just sounded so upset when I was talking to her. She was like, where are you at? And I'm like, I'm coming from West Virginia. I'm on my way back to Louisville. And then she was like, are you with him? And I'm like, yeah, Mom, I'm with Tracy, you know, it's cool. And then she was just like, well, when are you coming home? And then, like, you know how when you're talking to somebody and, like, and you can hear it in their voice, like they're getting ready to cry, but they're trying not to cry. Well, she just sounded so upset, and she was like, I need to talk to you. And I wasn't planning on going home because I was working at a restaurant in Louisville, and my mom, she lives in Bardstown, you know. So I was like, all right, okay, I'll come home or whatever. So I get home on Sunday afternoon after I woke up, and she just tells me, you know, the whole story about Louisville Gardens, about running into him, about him not calling her back, about wrestlers. She didn't have anything nice to say about anybody who performed in the business, to say the least. So, and still, you know.
She'd go with her friends. She wouldn't come up the rail. She'd run a rat. She'd run with her. She'd come every so often. I'd see her and go, she's a bad bitch, man. I'd go, you.
But I
every move I can do. You know,
I called him, and you know, and I was just sitting there talking to him, and I was like, "Would you remember, you know, in '84, blah blah blah?" And I was like, I was describing her, and he was like, "I don't know." And he was like, "So what'd she look like again?" And I was like, "Well, you know, my aunt's cousins and stuff, they say she looked like Lonnie Anderson. You know, she was tall, she was blonde." And as soon as I told him that, he was like, "Lonnie Anderson?" He was like, "Wait a minute." He was like, "At the Arthur Street gas station." I was like, "Oh my." I was like, "Well, what do you want to do?" And then I was like, "You want to get it?" He was like, "Well, yeah." He was like, "What do you expect?" He was like, "Yeah, let's get this." He was like, "Let's get a DNA test. Let's find out. You know, it's, you know, what are you gonna do?" So we went to Baptist Hospital East, and it took like 6 weeks to get for them to process the results and send them back. And they called us back, and we found out in June. It was just like, oh my God.
About a month. She was going with me every weekend. We got her booked on shows and did. And then her mom finally broke her down and asked those questions. And I mean, because everybody would say, they go, "Man, that's your daughter, isn't it?"
Well, I'm going to save this, bro.
I'd just go with it. And I go, "Yeah, that's my daughter, man." I go, "I got them worked, you know." They go, "No, she's you all the way." And you don't realize it, you know. And until that, and you're talking about changing your life, changing your... She met her brother last night, Austin. Her little brother, 13 years old.
Yeah, oh my God.
Everybody kept saying all night how much they looked alike. Didn't they? Didn't they though?
Yeah, and he was so cool, man. Like, he plays sports and stuff. He's 13.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I was like that in school when I was 13. And I was playing, he plays baseball, I played softball. Like, it's cool, man. I just feel bad. Like, it makes me mad. I mean, it's just messed up, like, because she thinks that he blew her off and he didn't call her back. So, you know, it's not like he was hard for her to find. If she wanted to look him up, you know, she knew who he was, you know, she could, you know, read a newspaper, you know, there was some way to keep up with wrestling back then, I'm sure of, that she could have found him, and it's not fair. And but it's cool now because we just spend so much time together. But now, like, me and my mom, like, that's situation's not good at all. It's a crazy situation right now, but I'm happy to be in it, and I'm loving it. I love
modeling,
the business.
she's
I love
waitressing. She just was in a movie,
and he supports me in everything that I do.
She's learning from the best in the business right behind you, making
right here. This girl right here is awesome.
Best girl wrestler in the world, right there. You got
She's incredible. Got to wrestle her a few times, and like any time that you get to meet her, work with her, talk to her, you need to pick her brain because she knows everything, and she's not, maybe not everything, but she is incredible, and like she's such a help, and she's so willing to help, and has so much respect for absolutely everybody that's been here, and like I'm so honored to be in the presence of her and be with my dad and to have met my brother, and it's just crazy.
It's a battle. We can keep going.
It's a battle.
You can keep interviewing.
Reversal by Omega. And London catches him with a kick to the midsection. Unbelievable standing head scissor takedown from Paul London. Incredible.
So far, both of these guys giving us exactly what we expected here at ASW's Night of Champions.
Oh, and Paul Omega comes up with a knee, sends him to the turnbuckle. Sternum first. Springboard, missing with the kick. And Paul London with no, Paul London's fighting him off. Paul London hangs him on the top. And this could buy him the opportunity he's been looking for. Double stomp to the back of the head from Paul London. Halfway across the ring. 2, 3. Paul London gets the victory. Tracy Smothers, the wild-eyed Southern boy. If I didn't know better, I'd say the South is rose again here in Danville. I'm just wondering what Tracy Smothers is going to try next. But Morton reverses, gives him a nice right to the eye.
Real women eat meat. That's what we do.
Look at that, Jesse Bell Smothers yanking at the leg of Ricky Morton. Looks like a wire of some kind. And he's choking out Ricky Morton, keeping the Legends champion with an atomic drop. Follows it up with a clothesline.
What I tell you about that?
And get that floozy off of the ring apron.
Hit her, Ricky.
And
Hit
Smothers
her.
has got the
Hit her.
flag.
Oh.
Something's rolled up in that
Good
flag.
shot.
Right across the throat of Ricky Morton. He had some sort of a wooden. He had a wooden club rolled up in that Confederate flag, and he put it right across the throat of Ricky Morton. What a tragedy! No, Ricky Morton. A 3 count.
That was a. Maybe he's not dirty. That was
Ricky Morton.
Well,
So what was it tonight, Tracy?
all night off. Ricky's, God, I mean, I could work 365 days a year, work with him. Just how to dance, to work.
Love Ricky Morton.
So much
Love
out of everything he does. You know, just how to get the people's attention on him. You know, he's been there and done it. Best baby faces ever in the business. You know, it really is.
So where to now, Tracy? How many days where you going now?
We're in Georgetown, Kentucky tomorrow night. Lexington, and then go home. It work Monday. Like in the real world.
I don't like the real world.
Yeah.
What's the real world? Like the reality show?
Oh,
is that what you guys like?
Working world.
Yeah.
Fuck the working world.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Fuck sitting behind a desk.
Yes.
Fuck having a boss who tells you when to clock in.
Serving tables and taking care of 100 people.
Fuck serving tables and 105 people.
Cheap people. Look, hold on. You know what? If I'm going to say this, I'm going to say this. If you cannot afford to tip your server 15% of your bill, you can't afford to go out to eat. Don't do it. It's rude. We make $2.13 an hour. You're going to run us all over the place, ask for 100 different things. Every time we come to the table, there's something new. You need to tip $25 ticket, tip $4. 15%, it's not asking for much. It's not going to break you. If you can't afford it, you shouldn't have somebody waiting on you anyways. You should be cooking hamburger helper at home.
I don't
I'm
tip.
not playing.
I don't tip at all.
You shouldn't go out to eat.
No, I'm joking. Why is it, I mean, seriously, why is it some jobs are deemed tip worthy and others are not? I don't get that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand that. It seems weird.
I don't know. It's just how it works, man.
It is. I agree.
Goes.
Unless the service is really shitty.
If the service is shitty, then, you know, talk to a manager.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
True. I know. I should just shut the fuck up. I've never waited before. So,
yeah, okay.
I've had horrible service and I'm not tipped.
Watch Waiting. The movie. Waiting. Put it on. Take a look. Okay? It might not be as extreme as it is in those movies, but you know what? You don't mess with somebody who takes care of your food, okay? Don't do it. Why would you do that? Why would you be rude to a complete stranger and just be nasty and shitty to try to get something off your bill? Come on now. We know what you're doing. We've been around the block. We've been at our jobs for a while. We're usually pretty good at it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, for all you people out there, you're not mean to hookers, are you? I mean, they're there to service you and pleasure you. You're not going to be mean to them. Okay, I'm sure actually most of the people watching this are mean to hookers.
You're comparing waiting tables to...
No, I'm not. It's hooking. You're hooking the customer. There's actually some similarities, believe it or not.
No, there's not.
Yeah, are you kidding me? Yeah.
You ask them what they want to eat, and you get it and everything that they need for their meal, and then you clean up after.
I know, but in a way, there's a slight work aspect to it if you want to get a better tip, you know, as far as like really being attentive and being kind and like, oh hey, even if you gotta schmooze a little bit, you're still working with these people and they're gonna be like, you know what, that girl was really sweet, she was really attentive, wow, I don't know, she's kind of fake, but that's okay, she built my iced tea up and she was really attentive, you know, so you are working the people in a little bit to get that extra little tip. I mean, the hell I would, you know what I mean? I know that when I was hooking back in the day, I mean, I had to, you know,
quit because he couldn't make enough money.
Yeah, well, you know, I was let go. The Hooker Association in Texas Bend.
His pimps just fired him.
Yeah. Why did you fire me?
He just wasn't hacking it. I was getting complaints. He wouldn't take his Insider Viagra, and the women were just like, why am I paying him? He should be paying me. And I was just like, you're ruining my business.
Well, I thought the Viagra went in their pussies. I didn't know how I was supposed to take it. You know what I mean? And then these women were having like really like rock hard clits, and it was odd because I didn't know. I was like, I'm not fucking this bitch. I mean, you want to know why? You want to know why the complaints came? I didn't know I was supposed to take it. Like I don't need Viagra.
He's crazy.
So I didn't know. No, seriously though, you
went there.
You put the Viagra in their puss, and it creates this rock hard. It's like a demon box. Yeah.
A demon box.
Yeah, it's actually
I'm not working over there either.
Yeah, fuck that.
No.
Yeah.
They're in agony over there.
Fuck
Agony.
regular jobs, man. Fuck regular jobs. Unless it's working at a movie theater, that's
I want to make enough money to get by, and I want to wrestle and go on the road and perform and do it just everywhere. Just have a blast. You all of her baby face and all, but I'm just having fun, man. This is great.
It's fun. It is fun. It's like a caravan.
We're gonna win.
Circus. We're a circus. We're a traveling circus in a way.
Can't change the world.
Yeah, you
You
can.
can look at it like this. You can look at it like that.
Oh gosh!
You can drive by a braille, though.
My God!
Oh my God!
You know, but honestly, I was
That's just
Big
payback.
Knuckles is
That is
driving.
so payback. I'm
Trying to
sorry.
show us.
That is payback. Jesse Bell is the worst driver ever.
I am not the worst driver ever. I pay attention and I get to where I'm going promptly, on time.
85, 90 mile an hour.
While texting. and smoking a cigarette.
No, I quit smoking.
That was before.
I pulled Ricky Morton aside after his match. He hadn't come back yet, but I was letting him know, after working with the entertainers for so long, after a while it starts to really starts to kill your heart and your love for the wrestling business, It really does. It'll rip your passion out, but getting to watch you guys just have the crowd basically eat out of your hands, and I mean, it's such a pleasure, It made me really love the wrestling business in a way all over again, man. Just watching you guys, it made me love watching wrestling so much. Just watching the way the crowd was reacting to it. It's so simple, though. I mean, man, your timing, everything. It's just a real pleasure to watch. I just wish everyone could watch what you guys do, so they could see that they don't have to dump themselves on their heads every match and doing team flips and all this shit. And I was that guy for a long time, but I learned somewhat.
Make it mean more, right?
Yeah, I mean, less really is
You
more.
guys had a good matchup. You had good psychology. You showed that you could out wrestle him, and then he would cut you off, and then you come back out on top, and finally he cheated. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was fun.
And and everything. And I don't think they expected you to beat him.
No, I don't know if they did.
I don't think they expected you to beat him because he's beat a lot of name guys come in and put him over them, and they assume, because the Marks think they're so smart, and you fooled them, and he got a good pop.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've had a lot of really good people to watch, so I mean.
But you make everything you do mean more, right?
You definitely do.
Yeah, the older you get, the more those dives and even making it like it hit you with the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, don't give it to them all the time.
No,
right?
you're right.
You don't
want to have dessert for every meal.
Yeah. Right.
No, you don't. I mean, you still got to eat the food because it's gonna keep you alive, but you at least know that you have something to look forward to.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the big thing I see is that kids like to put all their stuff out there right off the bat, and they don't have anything to come back with.
Drop all their big bombs at the first.
That's why the NFL and the NBA, and then they start with preseason, and they get into regular season, and then they get into the playoffs, where it really counts, and it keeps you captivated throughout the whole course of the season, if you're a fan. And it's no different, as far as, I just feel like there's always stuff to learn, and if you can't learn something from watching you guys
the older you get,
put on just a real working
and
clinic, man, then if someone can't learn watching you and Ricky, then they shouldn't be in wrestling, to be honest with you, because it's just...
But you know what, too, in the day, you would always watch all the matches, and you'd watch how where they went with it, finishes and everything they did. You try not to do what they're doing, because I can't do it anyway. But I mean, you know what I mean? But different direction, different psychology.
Listen,
like
you see guys...
read a different book, watch a different movie.
Yeah, guys never do their homework and watch, and then you end up seeing, the same finisher, the same opening, and you see the same crap, and it just...
Know what you're coming back with.
And then they wonder why the crowd's dead.
Yeah.
What reason do they have to be,
make them buy what you're doing. It's little things, it really is, I mean,
how much of it would you say is experience, for the kids that are watching and they're like, when am I going to get it, something like that. I mean, I think experience, you can't, there's no substitute for experience.
Right, it really is. And you only see what the crowd's buying, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the way it is. And nowadays, too, you see guys, and nowadays, they're going with it, what they're coming back, if they are coming back with something, who they want over. See how you go, kind of, go on the basis of the body of your match. Telling the story, and they want to see it, read a different book. They want to look at a different movie every match. Everybody's out there doing the same thing. Some guys don't watch what the other matches, repeats, and that's finishes and stuff out there and stuff they're doing and everything. That's the used to years ago. The dressing rooms didn't connect. The guys would watch the matches, but you didn't watch the matches where you take away from what they're doing in the ring. Sure, you're doing because what you had to go out next. You get to finish it one time, and sometimes you may change the finish if the people were buying. And felt that. And now it's all written, right? It's all scripted. It's all going over everything.
It's A, B, C, D, F, G.
Your interviews are just written out. You have to send to the team. No facial expression.
Yeah, it's
no
not
emotion.
even what these people would normally say in real life.
You become a robot. Like you said, you become a robot.
Completely robotic.
Yeah. And you just can't be that way. You can't. The emotion, the fire, the pizzazz. You want to make them think that you're mad, that you're sad, that you're that you're glad. That you've been bad, whatever. I mean, you dictate them. You try to. And,
something that I noticed watching you guys is that you guys are such pros. A lot of that is just commitment. You guys are committed. You know what I mean? It's like making choices, like your timing, wherever it is. If the crowd reacts, I mean, you commit to that character. You don't just do it half-assed. You commit. You commit to telling that kid that you're gonna punch him in the face, and at that moment you really feel it. You're threatening that little bastard.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean? And
you're convincing him.
Oh, it translates. It translates so much. And I think what you see a lot of on television is guys. They're thinking constantly, and you see them thinking
and rushing.
And they're just going through the memorized motions.
What y'all did, you made that kid sell. He's never sold up. You know what I mean? And down, you're both down. People want to see. Come on.
Yeah, why not? Fuck, we're beating the shit out of each other. The moves don't hurt. It should hurt.
Exactly.
It does hurt.
We just bing, 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 boom. Can't remember what they're doing.
What does that give anybody a reason to care?
Right, or to believe, and to buy into it.
I'm just saying, it's been a long time since I've wrestled, watched someone else wrestle, and then wanted to go back out there immediately and wrestle some more. It's just fun. It's fun to watch.
That was good experience for that kid you worked with tonight, because I'm telling you, just like on the double down stuff y'all was doing there, and then he was, chanting your name and this, that, other, everything that they're doing. They don't get, they don't understand to slow down to get behind.
You have to sell.
Yes.
You have to sell.
Yes. And then the fire on your comeback and your facial expression while you're selling. You know what I mean? That to make them believe that you're hurt.
Yeah.
Or
just because it's the finish, guys will race up to the top. It's like, you should be hurt. It shouldn't be easy.
Been in a war, right?
Yeah, it's grueling. It should be.
Twists and turns, blocks, don't always hit what they do. That's one thing you say. WWE, they do a lot. They get their signature moves over, and then they do blocks and go for it. They don't always hit it. You know what I mean? And then when they do, it means more. Right?
That's true. But then they start kicking out of them all the time, and then
I like the heat spot y'all did where you're going like you're going to shoot through the door, and he hit you with something. What did he hit you?
Yeah, well, the ref was kind of in the way actually, but he's supposed to kick me in the face, but
he cut you off.
Yeah, it's still translated.
Yeah. And just that little thing. You didn't give it to him. You know what I mean? And the match before, he done dove off the top turtle on y'all. Am I right? They've done it, so we don't have to do it again. You know what I mean? I said, I didn't see it.
Same that.
Yeah. I was going to do it too.
Sorry.
I was going to punch you. Yeah, buddy.
Where'd that little dance come from? I fucking love it, man. And the roll. The ninja roll is the best. How nimble are you, honestly?
Not at all.
Super nimble, dude. No, I'm not kidding you. I want to be in your rebel faction.
From California.
I do. In California.
Southern California.
The California Confederacy.
Yes.
Cali Confederacy.
California Key. There you go. South California Key.
Wasn't there a Colorado kid?
Yeah.
What was that guy on? I always read about him in the magazines, but
he was living in California. He moved back to Nashville.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's working some, I believe. He's got a job back in Nashville. He lived in Nashville a long time.
I used to always read about that guy. actually I have an appearance next weekend in LA from 2 to 4.
Wrestling?
Yeah, wrestling. Well, actually with Brian.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we got an appearance. I will.
Yeah.
Sure.
You got any auditions or anything like that?
Probably, yeah. I had one actually today that I had to postpone for the show, and I guess they said they'd get back to me in a couple weeks, so we'll see. But, you know.
Yeah.
Every day's brand new, man. I'm feeling good right now. Are you feeling good right now? I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm pumped, man. I got a lot of adrenaline right now.
He sells. He still can sell it.
Oh, it's so good. It's awesome.
I mean, you don't have to do nothing. He hits it. Everything. His facial expressions. People think he's killing him. He gets sympathy. He's 54 years old. You know what I mean?
You know, that's what people don't teach in wrestling schools, how to sell. They're so focused on doing the moves and doing the techniques and
come back with the fire.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's important, but like, but fuck, I mean, you can make a career out of just selling. You know, if you know how to fire, but if you know how to sell and make a guy look monstrous, I mean, unfortunately, that's also the worker's curse. Because you end up being a job guy your whole life. Like, you know, Brooklyn Brawler made a living out of it, or like Barry Horowitz or something, but you know, but selling. I mean, look at Sean, man. I think to me, Sean's the best seller.
Yeah,
so far.
Ricky Steamboat,
Steamboat, Sean, exactly.
Yeah, Ricky Steamboat. Yeah, man,
awesome.
Yeah. Sell all of the Arabs, right? Make them believe it. You know?
Yeah.
Had the fire too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Matt
never
Morgan,
say die.
Never say die, man. Honestly, and always keeping his fist up.
They can relate to him because he was trying. You know what I mean? And they believed he was hurt. And they can make him, you know, his facial expressions, like I said, you know, selling.
I mean, it doesn't take much. You know what I mean?
They don't understand it. You run over the top of yourselves to make the guy look good you're working with, and it transcends into him. Everything, right? You know what I mean? And everything that you're doing, and into the people, and it's more animated. You gotta be animated. It's animation, right? Every bit of it is. It's exaggeration, you know.
That's why I'm going back, and I don't understand the Undertaker doing the triangle choke in the middle of the ring. It's not very animated. I'm kidding. I like picking on him. You should wear MMA gloves, man. Yeah, that's the new look. You kind of do.
Just workout clothes. That's all they are. That's all they are is workout clothes.
You had to be convinced.
They say it to me, I go, these are my shooting fight clothes.
I thought you were going to knuckle up or something, or whatever it's called.
I say, you do that, I'll do that, and we got it.
Start slow and taper off.
We got it. But,
it's fun. It's successful life.
And that's what you said, when it's fun. It's nothing
better.
It should be fun. Yes.
Makes you want to go again, you know. Tomorrow's fun. Let's do it. You know, let's go.
Yes. That's what makes it get in your blood. And when you can dictate what you're doing out there and not being a robot. That does suck the life and the passion out of it. It does.
Oh, it is.
It does.
Because you're just no different than another drone. Going to clock in at work, clock out, take your lunch break, dreading it, trying to find ways to get by with the minimal amount of work. You know, I mean, how many guys do you see, how many names do you see go to these indies and they ask for all this fucking money and then they just phone in some lousy little appearance because they figured, oh, I just had to show up, that's all I had to do today. It makes me sick, man. It makes me fucking sick. It makes me fucking sick.
Don't even want to be there.
Not even worth half the money that they get, you know.
It's always fun when there's kids. Always like the
yeah.
I have to look at them. I go, I'm not scared of you. And old people too. You know, I like to look at old women. I love to look at old women and go, you little whore. They're so mad. They go the fuck off.
Have you ever done that? Yeah. Have you ever done that and had them be like, you're right, I am a whore.
Yeah. Oh God.
Come out to smoke.
Yeah. Hell yeah, I mean.
It's been to work.
Okay, give me back.
Yeah, heck with wrestling. I'll just go to an audition, just hang out. Man.
I should bring them along.
You want to audition?
Yeah, I'll bring you both along.
We're going to co-star. We need to co-star.
We're going to bring everyone along. Yeah.
What did I do to you?
Nothing.
I was good.
We're all good. Everything's everything's
Mickey
good.
Knuckles.
I didn't
is
say a
awesome.
damn
I had the
word.
honor of working here tonight, and she is the bomb.
Yeah. I don't know if there'll be
We'll
much to
heckle
cheer
everybody.
for, but we'll see. Just come out and we'll just go to the sand dunes and smoke a joint, man.
Oh yeah.
Oh, can we go to the beach and do the bongo thing, man? I
Yeah,
heard about this.
bongo,
Tracy, did you hear about this? They get like 1,000 people in this beach, and they all go around in circles. They're playing a bongo pass around joint.
Oh yeah.
That's what we need to do.
Yeah, man. I'm not kidding too.
I'm gonna come back.
I'll take you guys to the beach and I'll show you where the dolphins mingle.
I love it.
Oh,
I want to swim with dolphins.
Oh well, I don't know if we get to
Where's the computer? Where's the printer?
Printer
It's right
computer.
there.
Oh, they said the critter.
Okay.
Right where?
There's the computer you got in your hand.
Okay.
And that's the printer.
Hey man, you had the whole gimmick set up.
Telling you.
Nobody will buy anything. People had no money to
No
win.
shit.
Locked and loaded.
Mickey, can you drive?
Yeah. Can we eat?
Yeah.
It's
As I took your waist, I'm like, ah.
While the video's camera's rolling, yes, I know I'm a lard ass. I know it.
I
I love food. I love food.
Who doesn't?
I love food too. I want some chicken and some egg whites and some oatmeal and some yogurt right now.
That's a hell of
For
a
the
specific combination.
for the regular Americans,
Chicken, some oatmeal,
fry
some
it,
yogurt.
give me chocolate.
No one else you said.
Anything.
Chocolate.
I love chocolate.
Way to a woman's heart.
Oh my gosh, chocolate muscle milk. That's the chocolate. That's what
You know, it's good too. It's actually works
those
better for you than
protein bars.
Cialis.
Oh,
Yeah, muscle milk for thicker loads. That's, I swear.
Yeah.
I swear. No, I was told that by
Oh my
informed
God.
professionals.
That's good,
Muscle
though.
milk for longer
But that
shots,
stuff is
thicker
good,
loads.
man.
Huh? No, I'm serious. It tastes good too. Yeah. I like it.
wow.
It's
We
been
love
such a pleasure.
the time spent with you.
It's a
to
bromance.
Share a song and a laugh or two.
He's such an impossible role.
I fucking
Yeah,
love
but
it.
just go to your knees. I don't even get up. I used to
Yeah.
I
was like, I can't go right near.
I was just so stiff.
It's been such a fucking pleasure.
Yeah, man. Call. We'll stay in touch.
I will. Bring you out to
text,
Cali.
we'll do a whole
This is
deal.
going to
We're
continue
coming.
in
Do you
California.
Cali.
text or do you
There's no holds
call
barred.
Oh,
or
text? I
whatever?
thought you said
You text
taxes.
her,
Like,
you
no, I don't
text her?
do taxes.
No,
I do texts.
No.
Texas.
All right, man.
Oh, I
Enjoy
love
the
you,
fall.
man.
Love you. Thank you. Be careful. All
Paul.
right.
Yeah,
Good
no, it was
seeing
a
you
pleasure.
again.
Absolutely. Swear one of these days, I'll take you out. You won't know it, I'll kidnap you. And you too, we're going to go on a chocolate rush. Ah! Chocolate rush. Ah, no, I'm not letting you down. No.
I can't believe you can pick me up.
Are you kidding? You're like,
You're like the world's strongest man right now.
ah! Fuck you, Mark Henry! I'll eat you! Ah! Do what now?
I said, you gotta come out of this shirt.
I'll zip it because I don't want to break my sweater. Ah!
It's a gimmick.
All right, y'all drive safely.
Bye.
Absolutely.
Watch the cops.
Absolutely, yes. Thank you for La Fumigation.
We'll go
Yes.
to Cali. We'll
Oh, we
party
will.
on, man.
I'm not fucking around,
yeah.
man.
Wayne.
All day.
I'm with
We'll
you.
start the new Manson family.
I love it. Yes.
Fuck yeah.
What?
I don't know. She's like, I'm actually
Can
not down
I
with
be?
it.
Can I be the one that doesn't go to jail?
Yeah, you'd be fine. Yeah, you'd be. Linda,
I don't want to go to jail either.
Okay, we'll
I'm too cute
we'll
for
rethink
jail.
this
Too
cult
cute for jail.
thing.
Bye.
I'll figure it out.
Man, yeah.
Awesome. Bye.
Y'all be careful. See you, Jack.